I does what I like and I like it. I does what I like and I like it. What I do. I does what I like and I like it.
Now how does that sound?
Christopher Robin, what exactly is doing nothing?
Well, I'm told it means going along, listening to all the things you can't hear, and not bothering. Listening to all the things you can't hear. No matter what I did, always pick up. You should know. No matter what I did, always pick up. No matter what I did, always pick up. You should know. No matter what I did, always pick up. Every song, wherever you ever, every song, and you will always answer. Every song, wherever you ever, every song, find me. When I'm with you, I'm with you. When I'm with you, I'm with you. Remember. Forever and ever, all alone, and you will always answer. Forever, forever and ever, all alone. I wanna stay like this, no matter what I did. Always pick up, you should know. No matter what I did, always pick up. No matter what I did, always pick up. You should know. No matter what I did, always pick up. Pick up every song, wherever you ever, every song, and you will always answer. Every song, wherever you ever, every song, find me. No matter what I did, always pick up. You should know. No matter what I did, always pick up. No matter what I did, always pick up. You should know. No matter what I did, always pick up. Always pick up. Anywhere.
After all, enough's enough.
All right, what's up, everybody? All right, we are good. We're good. I'm making sure audio is acceptable and it looks acceptable on my end. If there are issues, guys, let me know. But I think everything's good. I'm gonna turn that background music down slightly. Kind of hard to hear a little bit. Okay. Okay, audio looks good. Everything looks good. Chat, let me know how things sound on your end
It begins on a dark.
as I continue to make some final adjustments here before we really get started. All right, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Yes, I'm right there with you, Jeannie. Never thought I'd find somebody like her in a million years, too. All right. Happy Friday, man. How's everybody doing? It is it's a great day. It is a great day for a Friday. All right. So before we get started, welcome. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Let me know in chat. Everything sounds good. I have to listen really quiet. Okay. Don't ask you about volume. Understood. All right. Organic chemistry. Ixia the priest. B squared. We got everybody, man. How's everybody doing? Yeah, it's good. It's Friday. So let's see. I need to find my outline. All right. So here's my outline because I'm organized like that, everybody. Okay. So Twitch looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Everything looks good. Okay. All right. I'm like a sucker for fine tuning stuff. All right. So this is Friday, March 17th. This is weird. Okay. So this is like, for me, this is like the first Friday where I'm not paying attention to March Madness at all. It's super odd. That's super weird for me. What's up, Tyler? How's it hanging, man? How's it going? So anyway, March Madness, I did not fill out a bracket this year, which is like the first time in years. And like, I don't care. I really don't care. Now, we do have multiple pools. My family's got a pool. I know my small group has a pool. I didn't even fill anything out because I've been too busy. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But you know, the other thing that's this weekend is the Diablo 4 open beta. All right, I've got mine preloaded, ready to go. But I've been working all day, right? And I think things are going crazy. Also, Chad is telling me Lore Madness. Yes, Lore Madness is a thing too. You should go check that out. Yes, I have too many things going on in my life. I can't keep track of everything all at once. But if you want to follow along with that, I know we're going to have people in the stream today who have been part of that. And yeah, I don't know. I think that was a Stephanie and James have been heading that up. I think. Jordy, what's up, man? How's it going? Ixie, I sat in a 2-hour queue. Okay, so we're talking about Diablo here. Then you played for 2 hours, DC, then sat out for an hour and a half, got back in and crushed and gave up. Yeah, that's my thing about online games. It's the queues are just kind of terrible. So, all right, moving on. I'm mention this now. Okay, when we have everybody here, if you all have a chat, if you have a question or comment you want us all to talk about and discuss, let us know. Let us know in the chat, and I will do my best to pay attention to that, and we'll answer that. So keep thinking about that. So it looks like everybody's got a link, so that's sure I'll be good. Cool. Okay, here's your weekly reminder, guys. Okay, your weekly reminder that we don't know how to play this game yet. This is a game where the rules are made up and the points don't matter, just like we just talked about this game yesterday. Oh my goodness. It's a comedy show. I can't remember the name of it, but the rules are made up and the points don't matter, just like Disney Lorcana. So, yeah, that's my weekly spiel for that. We have no idea how this thing works. We're all making things up as we go along, and we have a video. We have a final video on our speculations. We do make some guesses. Yes, the king of I don't like to speculate. We speculated, and we're going to release that hopefully this weekend. I just have to sit down and edit it. But that was actually a lot of fun. And I know there's going to be plenty of people who watch that and say, you guys are dumb. You guys don't know what you're talking about. And you're going to be wrong. We'll see. I know there's one that I'm probably wrong, but it's more of a, I'm going to poke the inevitable bear. Right. So, all right, next, what's coming? What is coming, ladies and gentlemen? What is coming? This is something I'm not ready for. Okay. I actually have something to show you. Some of you have seen this, and I wanted to give our streaming community some information. Okay. Because you're all here. I love you. I love you all. Every single one of you. Every single one of you. Oh, you know what, Jim? You little, which speaking of, where are you, Jim? You're dumb. Oh my goodness. Yes, information. Okay. So if you all have follow us on Twitter, okay, you may have seen a tweet, okay, and the tweet said something like something is coming soon. All right. And I was curious what some people were going to say. All right. one thing I thought somebody was going to say was spring. And yes, Jared did come in and say that, because I was wondering if somebody was going to say that. But no, well, spring is coming. Okay, spring is coming. But that is not what I had or have in mind. What I have in mind that I want to show you all, if I can find it. I know I can find it. Okay, here we go. We'll show you here. Okay. Let me do this correctly here. Share screen. Window. Okay. This is what we have coming, y'all. All right. We're going to be rebranding. All right. And this is a look, behind the scenes look. This is part of our new logo, and I'm excited about it. I've got a lot of work to do. Hopefully going to be updating it all this weekend. But this is the new Hobbies and Happiness branding, and we're excited. One of the things we do have coming up is merch. Merch is going to be coming. I am in the process of getting that all sorted and started, designed. Those are other designs that we want to work through. So merch is coming. We have Patreon coming. You know what? No. Hang on. Wait, Joey, what do you want to talk about? That is going to be my question. What do you want to talk about? So anyway, all that being said, merch is coming, Patreon's coming. We're going to be doing more streaming. Currently, I'm working at getting more overlays made, because I need to start more overlays for content creation. That's going to help with content creation. It will make making content easier, lessen the post-production load. All right. So that is one of the other things that's coming. Okay. All right. Let's move on. And where is my chat? There's my chat. Okay. I want to make sure we're not losing that. Okay, cool. So what's Lorcana? Disney Lorcana. Okay. We have not had a Lorcana Roundtable stream. Yes, you're right, Joey. That's correct. That is correct. We were. Yes. We talk, Joey. We talk. You're awesome. All right. You're awesome. You're the man. Hit me up in Discord. All right. Disney Lorcana. Okay. We haven't had a stream like this in quite a few weeks. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get everybody in here and tell everyone how wrong they are. I'm just kidding, everybody. I have fun with everybody. Everyone, I have fun with them, and you all know it. Perny, hello. Happy Friday. How are you? Okay, but what do we miss? What have we missed? So we're going to go through a couple things. Cards. So there's 3 cards. I'm not even going to go through them. I'm not going to bring them up right now because I don't want to waste time. There's one thing I do want to take time to read. Since we've talked last, there's been 3 cards. Pocket Watch, which essentially all but confirms, and I've said this in other stuff, but it all but confirms summoning sickness for the most part, since there is the keyword rush. If you're familiar with games like Magic's Haste, there are, I believe, man, what is it in Hearthstone? I think it is Rush in Hearthstone. There is a game where Rush is a keyword. Shadowverse, I actually think it's Rush. But anyway, this is a mechanic that is not new. All right, but that is a thing. Gantu and then Tinkerbell. All of you steel people, and I've been told there's some steel thing that's going to be happening. Please help me. Help me. Yeah, so those are both steel. Gantu and Tinkerbell. And then Tinkerbell was released in the Games Radar article. So yeah, I'm sure you've all seen that article. Next, the Gamer Story article. This article touched on story elements that are going to be popping up. Now, I'm the type of player who I don't put a ton of stock in the story elements. Typically, any card game that I play, I don't focus too heavily on the story. However, there are plenty of people who love the lore and the story elements behind any and every game. It definitely adds to the game, but what I will say is there are plenty of people, and I think there's more players who don't care about the story. There are more people who play these games for the mechanics and the gameplay elements and don't really care about the story. That player base is there. However, there's also the player base who loves the story, who loves the lore. Both sets of groups and players exist. Okay. So that article dives deep into the story. Now, I do want to read, okay, because I like reading this. Okay. They do have a story synopsis. Now, this story synopsis, let me actually pull it over here. That way I'm not covering stuff up. But this story synopsis is nothing new. Okay. I believe we did know this, but I want to read it for everybody. Okay. Because I enjoy doing this stuff. All right. So here's the story synopsis directly from Ravensburger. A swirl of colorful starlight appears, growing brighter and brighter until it is all you can see. When the burst of light subsides, you find yourself in a wondrous new place. Welcome to the Great Illuminary, the center of a magical realm called Lorcana. The Illuminary summoned you here because of your powerful imagination. You follow a pulsing line of light through curving hallways and numerous rooms to emerge into a vast atrium. A mechanism there towers over an open book. Sparkling down from above is a stream of colorful story stars, each containing fragments of Disney stories. Nearby, a unique tool catches your eye. It's an ink caster, and when you pick it up, it feels both exciting and familiar. Instinctively, you hold it high above the open book. Magical ink, pulsing with energy, flows through the mechanism and combines with the light from a story star on a page of the lore book in front of you, creating an image of a Disney character. With the power of your ink caster, the image rises off the page. This is a glimmer, a new version of the character that only exists in this world. As an Illuminaire, you can create glimmers of characters and items to add to the lore of Lorcana, a treasure that must be preserved and protected at all costs. Soon, other Illuminaires across the globe will be called to the aid of Lorcana. You'll summon glimmers to quest with you as you search for missing lore in a race against time. Only together can you protect this wondrous realm from threats. Will you answer the call? All right, so I read that, and my mind immediately goes to Kingdom Hearts 1. Who is with me? That Inkcaster, I mean, come on, it's the Keyblade. I mean, come on. It is 100% Kingdom Hearts 1. Now, that's not a dig, okay, because I love Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite video game franchises of all time, okay? I say one of, okay? One of, not the one of, because it is an amazing game. Now, the other thing that this article confirms, it does confirm that all Floodborne cards will have shift. I have been saying that we did not know that. I had been saying we didn't know that because we didn't. We had no confirmation that all Floodborne cards were going to have shift. The ones that we saw did, but that was like 2 or 3. Okay. That was not enough to arrive at the conclusion that they all did. However, there's somewhere in that article, I did read it, that someone confirmed from Ravensburger that is the case. So, okay, I'm done. I'm fine with it. At least we have confirmation. So, yeah, if you're interested, go check that article. There's a lot of information there. I had to read it quite a couple of times. Okay, I'm missing some things in chat, but I've got somebody here. So organic chemistry story adds to the immersion, in my opinion. I agree. Or at least for me, it helps me feel like an Illuminaire rather than just someone playing a TCG. At least I anticipate it will. And most TCGs do that. They give you a central character that you're going to inhabit. Okay, like in Magic, which I don't think anybody cares about this, but in Magic, you are a planeswalker. You're technically a planeswalker casting all these spells. You're a planeswalker and you have planeswalkers. It's weird, but you technically are a planeswalker. And there's a lot of games, a lot of TCGs that I've played do have that to some extent. So that's why I say I read this, and it's nothing new. It's cool. It's good that it's there because I think it needs to be. You need to set that framework for your game. But it's nothing new. Okay. Okay. So, okay. The last thing is pricing. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about pricing tonight. It's not super interesting to me, but it's definitely a hot button topic. That is for sure. Super hot button topic, especially if you're in the Lorcana HQ Discord. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I think we have some special guests who have something to do with steel. Heaven help me. I don't know what is about to happen, but you're gonna all right. Okay, who, first of all, you need to tell me who you are. I think, is this Steel? Are we getting Steel? Okay, so Steel Steel is about, we have Steel, okay? Like Steel from Lorcana is on stream, all right? So without any further ado, Steel, here is Steel.
So excited to be here this evening. Liam's been working on his Kickstarter and working on a video all day, so he asked me to fill in. It's been a great week.
So how do you, so Steel, Aaron, blink twice if you're okay.
You know, I never thought I would get a new roommate, but this guy moved in and just won't leave.
Okay, I'm still not seeing the blinking. Okay, there we go. Okay. So Steel. How does it feel? How does it feel having some more cards that have been spoiled for your compatriots? How does that feel?
I have to tell you, I felt like Hercules this week, from 0 to hero, from the worst color to the best color. Everybody was down on me, and now I bet you I'm everybody's favorite color. Look, got my girl Tink this week. Emerald was pretty upset.
She was not pleased. She let me know.
She thought she was a lock. I pretty much got a promotion. You can call me captain. Ravensburger pretty much confirmed I'll have rank in this game, and yeah, if I'm not everybody's favorite color, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with people.
Are you gonna ask me what my favorite color is?
I'm curious to know.
I am.
It's
too,
Steel.
man.
It's Steel. It's Steel. It's definitely Steel, guys. I love Steel.
And look at the mechanics. I mean, you have early game with Hook, who can take out your opponent's creatures with his challenge mechanic. Card draw, loot mechanic now with Tinkerbell. And late game, we have a bomb who can come down, lock down your opponent's board, counter Stitch's flood strategy, and some end game. So from early game to late game, card draw in the middle, I've got it all.
We have no inflated sense of ego in this.
None
at all.
Absolutely none. Now I must ask as I try and find something very quickly. Is Liam okay? Do we have confirmation he's fine? He's just out editing video. Is that what it is?
Busy. He's working on a video. He's working on the Kickstarter. There's a lot going on. So
okay.
Yeah, he may stop by later, but
okay. So we are all clear. All right, perfect. Now, how is Gantu? Have you spoken with Gantu?
He has made an appearance. He damaged the front deck when he came by to check on us. He's a lot bigger in person than so he's away for now, but he's okay. He's happy to be in the game. Happy to be in the game for sure.
Repping the Lilo and Stitch characters.
Characters.
Now, do we have you to thank for the Steel characters? Did you come in and you say, all right, listen up, Cassidy, listen up, Ravensburger, I've had enough of your games. Okay, I want to see more Steel now. Is that kind of how it went?
I mean, I hate to give myself all the credit, but there was a lot of behind the scenes lobbying that happened. Some tears, some begging, but I like to think, look, here's a lot of people don't know. Tinkerbell was supposed to be Emerald. At the last minute, they threw a thimble on her head and said, here you go, because they needed to give me something, so you're welcome.
Okay. All right. Well, what does the rest of your weekend and next week look like for you? Are you going to be kind of getting more Steel characters out there, or are you going to be? Do you need to rally the rest of the troops?
I need to
I would be interested in hearing this
improve relationships with the other ink colors. They're not talking to me right now.
Understood.
I believe the word insufferable was used several times. So
okay.
Yeah, especially from Sapphire. She's just not having it.
And they're not a fan of the beret. So I will be spending my weekend trying to make nice with the other inks. Liam and Aaron, I think, have other plans though.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're driving up to Dallas this weekend to meet Lorcana artist Luis Huerta.
Yes.
So we're gonna get to hang out with him for a little bit. So if anybody has any questions for that you'd like Liam and Aaron to ask Louise,
hit us up
let us know.
on Discord.
Let them know.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not going with us.
No.
Absolutely not.
I've
No.
got work to do.
Okay.
Still staying
Okay. All right. Oh boy. There's Jim. There's Jim. Oh, what Jim? Is everything okay? Is everything all right? Man?
Who's Jim?
Oh. I thought you. Are you not Jim? Who do we
What's the
have?
name? What's the name showing?
Oh my goodness, red blue ain't. Oh gosh.
We don't need no steel. We got hybrid red blue.
We've got hybrid red blue.
Some of
Okay.
us only need one color to achieve excellence.
This is the point. Okay, I'm 200 IQ, far beyond that which man-made steel. Okay, I am transcending the game level. I'm here to destroy. I'm here to get card advantage. I'm here to take over this game. And the only thing you're going to do is sit there with a lead foot.
Can I just
Perhaps.
ask a question? Would some call
Perhaps.
you Amethyst?
No.
No. I know what they would call him. What do they call you? Red blue. What do they call you?
They call me Izzet.
Is that? Oh my! Wait. How do you have a keyblade? Where did you come by this keyblade?
Liam
Steel.
bought-
Steel.
Yeah,
Steel
sure.
things just find me.
Yeah, Liam gave that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought it
Wow.
home from a con
Wow.
one time.
Okay. All right.
Because
Steel.
everybody, do you not have a Keyblade at your house, Dan? Where are you at? Honestly,
I wish
everybody's
I-
got a Keyblade.
I wish I had a keyblade. I'm not cool enough to have a keyblade, unfortunately. Now, last question I have for you, Steel. Okay, when can we expect to see our friend Simba?
Make
Please,
us part of
I
your-
want Simba. We all, the world wants Simba. When can we see Simba?
Soon. Soon.
Before,
you know-
I would say sometime before September 1st.
Spring.
Spring. Okay, yeah. If I had the meme up, I'd pull that meme up. So, all right. Well, this has been fun. However, I must say, Steel, can please bring back Liam. But it was very nice. It was very nice chatting with you.
I'll go see if he's available.
Okay. All right. Bye,
For the
Steel.
love of
Goodbye.
God, please.
Okay. What's up, Jim?
Hey there. I
What's
mean,
up?
what? Who is?
I mean, is it?
Hello, lag.
Okay.
Lag.
All right. LOL lag.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got a full house tonight as we wait for Liam to return. We're gonna bring in Mr. Lee Barbs. This is Mr. Lee Barbs himself, Sean.
Who
What's
is
up?
Lee Barbs? Who is
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
How's it going?
Mr. Good. Okay. So what do you think about Steel? You can say whatever you want about him. He's gone. Not gonna hear anything. What do you think?
Oh, Steel, I love that guy. He's one of my favorites. Are you kidding me?
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start bringing people into the stream. All right. And so
Woo.
as we get in here, I'm gonna give you a quick little 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Let me know what's your main takeaway of everything from the week thus far.
Oh, I'm psyched. This just has whet my appetite even more. It was a good info dump. Getting to know what's in all the products was nice. Tinkerbell, amazing card. Love the loot mechanic. Glad that got put out here too. All around great. It's nice. It's good stuff.
Okay. Now, Jim, you finally saw we went over stuff yesterday, I think, correct?
Yeah.
So what did you think about Tinkerbell? I mean, that's basic.
I think it's funny you said it's a good card because I don't think it's a good card.
Continue.
Fixing your hand isn't good enough.
Isn't
No.
You're
good
supposed
enough.
to reap when you need to kill stuff. Just fixing your hand, not
It's
good enough.
finding you the
I
stuff.
want
It's
on
finding you the stuff to
challenge-
kill the stuff.
No, I want on challenge loot.
On challenge that
would
actually
be
be pretty good.
That would be
On
awesome.
challenge loot would have been good.
Do you think we'll see it? Do you think we'll see it? Okay, all right.
Probably
All right.
not.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're gonna bring in the sneakiest of buffaloes.
Hey,
Um,
there he is.
Mr. Sneaky Buffalo himself. What's up, Sneaky?
Sneaky snake.
Heyo, heyo.
All right.
I'm doing
Real
well.
quick, 30, 60 seconds. Main takeaway of the week so far. Go.
Main takeaway: I can't keep up with Lorcana HQ Discord anymore.
It's hard,
but especially like after work, it's just like plus 50, over than 50 messages. Nah, that's more like 700. Yo, you could give me a warning. But as far as the actual content themselves, like you said, the big thing was prices. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a little bit, so I'll save that. I think Tink's really good. I don't know what a loot mechanic is. I would call that filtering. So I think that's cool. I do think we might see some kind of like, just like Mulan, like when challenged and like when this character challenges and banishes, draw a card or filter, something of that nature. I think that totally makes sense. In response to Mr. Izzet there. But overall, just super excited. I think there are a couple little potential gameplay like tidbits or maybe not necessarily gameplay, but some things to glean from the story article that I'm kind of excited about.
Mm-hmm.
The whole the first 4 sets causing a story makes me think block format, which I'm super stoked about.
Yep.
That's
so
there's a lot of information. I'm
blocks.
still digesting, not gonna lie. It's been like 4 days and I still haven't digested everything.
What'd you say, Sean?
Said I miss blocks for Magic. I miss having blocks.
Yeah. Now as far as looting goes, the term looting goes back to the card, I believe, Merfolk Looter, which has the same mechanic. So there are people who call it filtering, looting, but I think that type of mechanic was originally referred to as looting in Magic. I'm free to be proven wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. So, it looks like we've got Liam back. So we're gonna bring hello. There he is. Are you good? Everything good?
Mike muted.
Mike muted.
No.
Can we get some 1, 2,
Yeah, there we go.
in the chat?
How obnoxious.
Steel stole their voice.
Looted my mic on the way out.
Steel Ursula confirmed.
He's apologize. He's obnoxious.
Yeah.
This week.
Now, what can you tell us about your guys' trip coming up this week? And you're gonna be hanging out with Lewis. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
we're heading up to Dallas to meet Luis Huerta tomorrow. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
become a good friend ever since our interviews. So it'll be nice to meet him in person.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have anything special planned, or just kind of keep just chilling, hanging out, and just talking?
Most chilling, hanging out, talking. He's still the NDA concerns are still very real. So we'd love to glean some more information, but we're not gonna cause him to anger the mouse.
Now, real quick, what are your guys' main takeaways from all the information that we learned this week?
I mean, I'm really psyched. I mean, y'all always know when you ask me these questions, when we all hang out, I always love to see a new property enter the mix. And we got to see several new properties come in today. I am bummed that it is looking like we're not going to be able to make decks consistent of like one property since we have one property that now has 3 colors. But yeah, I'm always excited to see new properties come in to the first set.
I'm sure the pricing is a big discussion. I won't talk about that. I also was excited about the new characters, but the lore is so good. And the one tidbit that I loved this week is that all the art that we've seen is in the world of Lorcana, either the halls of Lorcana or the Inklands. That's such a cool little tidbit with huge implications for the story that I just loved.
Yeah, I do think you're in the minority when it comes to the TCG audience in general. But like what you just pointed out, they 100% do exist, and they are starting to be, that group of people is starting to be a larger contingent within the world of TCGs as a whole. But like, I know me, like for myself, I've always found myself within a group of people who were typically just playing it and that's where we care. I mean, honestly, I mean, Jim, when you started in all these card games many years ago, how many people really cared about the lore or the story behind it?
The only ones I can think of, like Pokemon had its anime, but does that count
Right.
for like the lore of the card game? I guess you
Mhm.
could say so.
Mhm.
Yu-Gi-Oh had its anime as well,
Mhm.
so it's that lore is, I guess you could say, different than how it would be for Magic or for, I guess, like any other kind of card game. But the more I
Right.
go down the list of it, it's like Digimon had a card game anime, Dragon Ball Z had a card game anime. Like you put in a bunch of these other ones, and it pretty much had a show to go with it.
Right.
So its lore was already out there for people,
Mhm.
and it wasn't like how Magic's is.
Right.
So
Right.
it's
Jim, are you pitching a new Disney Plus show?
Disney.
I 100% want to see a Lorcana show.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I will be one of the first to tell you, I would not put it past anybody in Disney that they are thinking about something like that. They might be waiting to see how popular the product is, to see if there's interest, and they're going to be like, yeah, we're gonna jump right on that. I would
Dude,
not be surprised.
I think it would be cool to see the lore of like the Lion King and like Peter Pan and like Stitch. Like I think that would be really cool to see all of that lore. Like these characters, bring them to life. You know, I'm just not sure if they can do that if they have the funds to proceed.
A lot of
taking that route.
tangents to go down for sure. Yeah.
Be a lot of films.
It'd be
Almost like 100 years
It would
worth.
like 100
decades.
years.
Yeah, like 100 years worth. About
There's no
you know,
way.
thereabouts.
There's no way.
There's no way. There's no way. All right. So we are going to before we bring it. So we've got a chat here. Alternate Dimensions, Legends of the Five Rings, Seventh Seas, Doomtown, and Warlords, Saga of the Storm. All AEG properties were games where lore mattered to players since players could affect the story. Now, also all of those games. Correct me if I am
All
wrong. What?
All dead.
All dead,
They're all dead.
but also expandable card games or expandable / living card games. They are not TCGs.
Yeah, I don't know what Seven Seas, Doomtown, or Warlord
I
is,
think
but
I believe Doomtown was an ECG, not technically considered a TCG. Does that matter? Not really. Well, I would argue that it does. All right, alternate dimensions saying incorrect. I believe you.
Wait, the incorrect for they're all dead, or
I think I do think they were Legend of the Five Rings was not a collectible card game. That was technically classified as an expandable card game.
Yeah, that was.
And we can get into those definitions later at some point. If anyone's curious, I mean, we can talk about it, but trading card games, CCGs, even CCGs are the booster pack model. Expandable card games, you buy a box, you have all the product. It's just a different type of model. Okay, now we're gonna bring in our next guest here. B Squared. B Squared has been on here before. It's been. He said, "I'll be happy to correct you on stream." Okay, shoot us the information. But I guarantee you, Legend of the Five Rings is not considered a unless it was a game before Fantasy Flight picked it up. Unless it was before Fantasy Flight Games picked it up as a living card game. All right, we're gonna get B Squared in here. B Squared, what's up? How you doing?
What's up? How you guys doing?
Good. All right. So 30, 60 seconds. What are your main takeaways? The information this week. Go.
Tinkerbell's goated. Love the Tinkerbell coming in, and I'm gonna sit with the Illumineers here. Like I'm so excited about the story. Like story stars. Come on, guys. This is big. This is fun. So I was really excited to see that, and I feel like this is something else people glossed over, but they're talking about the creator of Lorcana is in the Lumineers trove. We're learning more about the creator, and there was hinting at the curator. I don't think that's official yet, but that was what the story on the site said before they changed it all. So I'm really interested to hear more about all of that. Very excited about it.
Okay, I am getting. I'm looking this up. Legend of the Five Rings looks like was a TCG by AEG
until
from
Final Fantasy games took it over.
until Fantasy Flight Games picked up the IP. Which I swear I feel like Fantasy Flight picks up the stuff that's gonna die and then just kills it.
Maybe that's their thing, you know.
You know what? I guarantee you, we could probably talk to quite a few people who would tend to agree with something like that. But all right, so B Squared, what was your favorite thing that you learned this week from all the information?
Probably Story Stars, honestly. I think it goes back to that.
Okay, so I saw something about this whole Story Stars thing. Can someone explain what the heck Story Stars is? What is that supposed to be?
So from my understanding, it's what the creator of Lorcana gathered before he disappeared. And now all the Story Stars are above the lore book in the atrium of the Great Illuminary. And so you combine magical ink with Story Stars, and that's your glimmers that you cast, essentially.
Okay, so we have a question from Organic Chemistry. Wait, so B Squared, you're excited about Story Stars, but it doesn't impact how heavily into Lorcana you are, just wanting to understand.
Yeah, so for there was a comment that I said earlier about how stories normally don't dictate how invested I am into a TCG, basically saying like I just enjoy playing TCGs regardless of whether there's story or not. It's like bonus points to me if it has really awesome lore. I really enjoy that sort of thing. So it's really cool to me to see that there's going to be a backstory to Lorcana and something that we can follow.
Understood. Cool. Balloon says Story Stars might be the resource we use to summon cards, but we don't really know. I'm going to take this opportunity, okay, with people here. We don't know how to play this game yet. We don't know anything. All right. We don't know how to play.
Preach it, Dan. Preach it.
I was going to say, Dan, do we know how to play the game yet?
Dan, it says might. It says might.
Wait, it's correct. Correct, Mike. There you go. Be sure to use the correct proper verbiage here. Awesome. I like it. And you know what? That's my stickler. As long as we're using the correct verbiage here, then you all have my blessing. All right. All right. We're gonna so right now. Okay, we have my goodness, we have a full stinking house tonight. Okay. So we're gonna bring on. We've got some other new people here. So we're going to bring on the next person. We have Cabled. Cabled's been in chat plenty of times before. Believe Cabled has a podcast now, the Enlighten something. I apologize if I'm butchering this. Don't shoot me. Don't hate me. I'm sorry. I'm trying. But we're going to get Cabled in here. Let me find the button here. There we go. What's up, Cabled? How's it going, man?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. All right. So same question. 30, 60 seconds. What's your main takeaways of the information so far?
I have kind of a hot take, and
we like hot takes. Let's go. All right.
It's involving Steel, both Hook and Tinkerbell. With our very limited knowledge and in a vacuum, they both look like the strongest cards in the game right now, and they're both, I believe, common.
Yes, I think that's correct. I think so.
And to me, that seems really good on standard or like meta cards, if you could say that right now. That it might make the game cheap, but obviously we have no clue. Like you always preach.
All right, let me again. Thank you for prefacing that and concluding that with we don't know, but it's interesting. I'm curious everyone else's take on the whole rarity thing. I don't know. Like to me, rarity. as long as rarity is going to have no impact on the meta. If it's a good deck, if it's a good card, it's gonna make its way into a deck. We're not gonna be looking at the rarity if it's a good card. I mean, Jim, back me up on this. Come on.
Rarity doesn't matter at all.
What is everyone else's thoughts on the whole rarity thing? Is anyone like I have to have like a legendary in my deck, or do we have?
I mean, all it really impacts is the secondary market and the availability of the cards to people. Mm-hmm. So it's just it's price, it's cost. That's all it is.
Balloon says it matters to my wallet. As long as you are doing what we suggest, and that is buy singles.
Always buy singles.
When we talk about pricing, buy singles, guys. If you're gonna build a deck, figure out what you want to build, make proxies to play the deck, and then when you're ready to fork over the cash, buy singles.
Oh yes,
100%.
Sell singles.
Sell singles, guys.
Now, okay, Parker, but it will affect deck prices. What are you saying will affect deck prices?
I think he's talking about rarities.
Yeah, I would assume he's talking about rarity.
I would think so.
If you need 4 legendary for a meta deck, then that's a challenge.
Yeah,
it's not if, it's when you're going to need 4 legendaries.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Correct.
That's a good point though with this first set.
Yeah.
B Squared saying that he thinks these commons are some of the most powerful cards in the set. I really hope that Ravensburger designed the starter decks to be meta decks in this first chapter. Because if anybody can buy those and walk in and play at their game store and be competitive, that's going to mean a lot for this game's longevity. If you buy a starter deck and you walk into a game store and immediately get trashed by somebody with, 16 legendaries, bad taste in the mouth,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but also, I think there's been plenty of us who've been around the block enough to know designers can design what they think the meta is going to be. Doesn't mean that's what the meta is going to be.
Oh yeah,
it has literally no bearing on what the actual meta game is going to look like.
No.
Yeah,
can't wait to break it at Gen Con.
What'd you say, B Squared?
Said I can't wait to just break it day 1 of Gen Con.
That's the goal.
Wait, hang on.
It'll be broken before Gen Con.
I was gonna say, wait, you think you're going to be the one to break it, huh?
For sure.
A little presumptuous, are we?
I was going to add, like, no matter how much testing that their team wants to do for all of these cards, there's going to be people out there, like, if they can get hundreds, thousands of games in, when you finally set it to the public and there are millions of people play testing every single day, you're just not going to be able to see everything. And there's going to be some cards that slide through the cracks. It happens to Magic all the time. And there's just going to be those cards that people find, and it's just completely shouldn't even be in the game in the first place. How did this slip? It just happens.
Yep, 100%. Okay, so we've got a couple more. All right, so we have another person of the man. What do you guys call yourselves, Glimmer Gang? What, like a member? Another member of the Glimmer Gang?
GG.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. All right. Hey, you know what? If you guys have things you call yourselves, I want to know. All right. So we have another member of the Glimmer Gang. All right. Who's gonna first time on the show this evening. We have Blake. There he is.
Hey.
Hello.
How's it
going
All
well.
right.
Going well.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
So, Blake, where did you? Okay. All right, Blake. Same question as to everyone else. 30, 60 seconds. What are some of your big takeaways from the information presented this week?
Definitely excited about the story mostly, and just very happy to have a couple more steel cards in the selection, and just getting to discover more of what those cards will be.
Awesome. Okay. Now, I'm curious. As I am looking at this, we're gonna go bottom to top here. Okay. If this question was asked in there was a stream yesterday, and I answered the question. Then I had to hop off. Okay. The question is what character? And I don't want to hear dog nonsense. Okay. All right. I understand you guys decided this whole dog thing.
Yes.
Just forget it. All right. All right. We're gonna throw that out the window for this question. Okay. What character do you want to see featured in the game? Yesterday, my answer was Radigan from the Great Mouse Detective, and I realized when I left, I guess Cassidy was in the stream, and when I said that, what I had said was Radigan scared me to death when I was a child, and then she had said, but what about Felicia? Felicia, Felicia was a little kitty. There was nothing scary about Felicia.
Bye,
okay?
Felicia.
Radigan, Radigan, when he goes up to Big Ben, terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. All right. Now, if I had to pick another one, all right, I would pick Joanna. Joanna. What movie is Joanna from? Somebody's got to know this.
Moana.
Rescuers Down Under.
There we go. Rescuers Down Under. Yeah. All right.
Joanna's from Moana.
Moana is from Moana, but Joanna is McLeach's lizard. So
that's right.
All right.
Joanna.
Hang on. What's McLeach's full name? Come on, Liam.
I know.
Why are you asking all these questions, Dan?
I know you don't know this, okay? Because I'm testing.
Nobody messes with.
There.
Dan,
Oh man,
you're
you've
being
got
such
it.
a gatekeeper, Dan.
You've got it, dude.
I know.
He's got it. He has
almost
the
that whole
moment.
movie
You
memorized.
have the moment. Nobody messes with
The moment we get off the stream, he's
Percival C. McLeach.
Percival
There we
C.
go.
McLeach.
Yeah. All right. Now, Liam and Aaron, which character do you want to see featured in the game?
Madam Mim. I'm gonna keep saying it until it happens. I think I said this
Okay.
on the last stream we had.
Okay.
It will come true.
Yes.
My answer changes all the time. I'm going to go with Chip and Dale because I love cards with synergy, and I can just see them working together to do something really
Wait,
fun.
which version though?
Do you have a version?
Sorry, Dan, I'm taking over your question.
Rescue Rangers if I have to pick. Rescue Rangers if I have to pick.
Okay. All right, Jim. If you had to pick one,
all of them.
Wow.
Jim, who would you say?
All right. I don't know if I'm going to say for sure exactly what people want to hear, but this is something that I think would be cool to see.
Okay.
An action card called Stampede, and you see Mufasa's dead body.
No. He went there. Oh my gosh.
He went there.
I feel like we're going dark tonight.
Good. Goodness.
Talk about flavor and story. in a
Long
game.
live the king.
My goodness.
Got
Right
right
into
into
the
the
middle.
My whole childhood just came flooding back to me.
I broke my camera.
Is that going to
you
be like
did.
a board wipe mechanic or something?
Well, that's actually a really good. That's a good board wipe. I like it.
Yeah. And it
I really do
means
like
It'd be
it.
like dark hole.
I could
Okay.
see it.
All right. Lee Barbs, who you got? Who do you have?
I'm gonna say something different than what I wanted yesterday, but I think having Pongo and Perdita, having them in the either as cards that work well together or them on one card together, because they're kind of part and parcel. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I think I want to see them a lot because I love the 101 Dalmatians when I was a kid. It was a great movie. Still a great movie.
Who and I'm sure there's a lot of you who know this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. The scene when Cruella gets her car stuck in the snow, that is actual footage. It is not animated. That was an actual film. That was some actual film.
They like animated over it, I believe.
It was something like that.
Accented it, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's
Rotoscoping.
that.
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
that.
Old school rotoscoping. Yep. Sneaky, who you got?
I got to stick with it. Todd the Fox.
Todd the Fox. Okay.
Is that
Which
Fox and the
age?
Hound?
Hang on. Which age? Young or old?
Ooh, that's tough.
Asking the real questions.
I feel for like the real feels and the character development. I got to go with like grown up Todd.
Okay.
But I would love to see Cub Todd as well.
Okay. All right. All right, Blake. Blake, who you got?
I have several, but if I had to choose just one, I would go with Chernobog, the demon on the Night of Bald Mountain in Fantasia.
Okay. All right. Very good. This is a reminder, a quick reminder for chat. All right, chat. If you have any questions that you want to throw at us, throw those in chat, and we'll get to those at some point in the stream. Okay, B squared. You over to you. If you got to pick a character, who do you want to see?
I would love to see the Shadow Man, Dr. F from Princess and the Frog.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Facilier.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dr. Facilier. Yep. All right. Cabled. Who do you got?
I'm giving two answers because one of them's Pixar, and that's Wall-E. That's my all-time, like, I need that card.
Okay.
But my actual Disney answer is Pascal from Tangled.
Pascal. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Now we've got Brad sitting here in the green room. All right. So we're gonna bring Brad here. Bradley, how are you, sir? Good to see you.
Good evening, ladies and gents.
Okay. All right. Real quick, Brad. 30, 60 seconds. Main takeaways from the information from this week. Go.
Oh, geez. There was just so much. I like that there is an actual story behind what the game is doing. Obviously, some of those tidbits we can only speculate on. We already had lore, and we were just guessing at that one, and now they throw us story stars. What the? It's like, hold on a minute. I'm like, thanks, guys. Of course, the MSRP. I know it looks high, and I will tell you guys, I've logged on to all my distributors and seen their prices, what they're charging us. So I'm like, so I understand the sticker shock you guys are dealing with. So yeah, it's higher than I expected.
The Disney tax is real, ladies and gentlemen. The Disney tax is real.
Oh,
yeah, man.
Okay. As chat, as we get some questions thrown in. All right, okay, so we've got a question here from Organic Chemistry. All right. So we've got a question for the group. Would you want to see a comic or graphic novel based on the lore of Lorcana? Remember, we don't have any other lore to go off of, guys. Okay, we've got nothing else, no other media to go off of. Would you like to see some sort of? Would you like to see something like this? What do you all think?
Yes.
Sure.
Easy.
Why? Okay. All right. So Brett.
No.
So we know Jim. All right. B squared. Why? Why would you want to see that? I mean,
okay.
If there's a reason backing that behind it.
So coming from a Legends of Runeterra background and like the whole world of Riot Games opening up within the next couple of years, I've just realized like having so much lore and backstory, especially in a card game, I've learned is like so much more fun than just like, I mean, these are just characters on cards. So like, even though we have 100 years of films worth, it's really cool how knowing everything is in Lorcana and to be able to see all these characters interact with each other, especially the new characters like the Dreamborn and the Floodborn characters who like might be a little bit different than how we normally see these people in films. So I just think having a graphic novel or something like that to go along with it, I mean, I personally would eat it up. I just love that kind of stuff.
Okay. Somebody else said something. Lee Barbs, what do you think?
Oh, about the comic or graphic novel? I
Correct.
think that actually when it was brought up about the TV show that we all think is a very possible inevitability here, I was thinking a web comic is probably right along that same vein. You know what I mean? I feel like that is definitely something they could do there and explore the story a lot deeper. And
Okay.
I love comics. I'm always a sucker for a good comic. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I just had this whole thing in my head of envisioning like Hogwarts like meets Disney with like, you know, like the Great Illuminary is basically Hogwarts, and they're all going in and like learning the stuff, and there's the houses based off the inks. Like, I don't know. I just think,
and they could like make a
that's what's
castle
been like floating through. Yeah, totally.
Disney.
Just wait for the Disney WB merger. It'll happen.
Oh man.
I mean, not like literally nothing to do with Harry Potter, but it's like the whole Magical Academy like genre, you know, like that. But then Disney.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be YA novels for sure.
Mm.
Yeah. Trey, what do you think?
I'm a sucker for like prequels, and I would love to see an actual story about the Illuminator, like the original person that brought Lorcana to life.
Okay, I like that. Brad, what do you think? There's something you want to see, or are you like, yeah, whatever?
I'm big into lore. Obviously, of course, I've had a long history with all of the AEG games that were CCGs back in the 90s that no longer are printed. But being able to
that are dead.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
say it.
I mean, it wouldn't have been dead had they not sold it to Fantasy Flight. But I
say it.
Again,
say it.
Well, they are dead.
They're dead.
They're dead.
You got him. You got him.
But and you know, I'm always big into lore, like even the Magic stories right now with the Phyrexian invasion that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it digging deep into that. You know, I would have mentioned a video game, but we already have Kingdom Hearts, so we kind of know some of the stuff that they can do if they want to do it.
Right. You think we'll get a Final Fantasy Inc?
I thought that was Steel, but that's beside the point.
The 90s kid in me is screaming for a little golden book of Lorcana. Like those little, you know, those little picture books with the gold spines, with like all the Lorcana stories.
I just picked up a couple more for our collection for my kids. Those are huge.
Love those books.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
You guys can read?
Card gamers can't read.
Can you play Yu-Gi-Oh?
You would be exactly. Yeah, you would be surprised.
I don't read my cards. Come on now.
Have you seen the text on some of these? Jeez.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about like a Lorcana like coloring book though, and I'm like super excited about that.
That would be a great idea.
Because I wouldn't do anything with it, but I'm sure there's gonna be some great artists on YouTube that are like doing their coloring book things. I love those videos.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. All right. Pricing. Okay. Number one. The first thing that I honestly thought when I saw pricing. Those starter decks are freaking cheap, man.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Very happy with those.
Starter decks are insanely cheap. Now, I'm gonna say this kind of once because this is I've been trying to frame all of my analysis and thinking about pricing. Okay, from the standpoint of the net new prospect. Okay, Lorcana, Ravensburger have said multiple times that they essentially want to expand the TCG player market, essentially. Okay. So you would have you gotta answer the question, how do you effectively do that? Okay. I mean, pricing is obviously huge. Okay. But I'm really interested on everyone's take on this. I know we kind of briefly touched on it yesterday. But I really don't think, I mean, yes, pricing does play a part, obviously. Okay. I don't think there's any denying or getting around that. However, I do not honestly believe, and convince me otherwise, but I do not believe that pricing is going to be the only your sole reason for choosing to play Lorcana over something else, or one card game over another game, or over another game. I don't think you're walking up to the counter, looking at pack price and saying, okay, I have 3 to choose from. I'm just going to pick that one because that one's the cheapest. I don't think that's happening. All right, we're going to start with B squared first because I know you were talking about this a little bit yesterday. So, but what? Because you mentioned something yesterday, so I want to hear your take first.
Okay, so cut me off if I talk too long because I'm going to try to make this quick.
I will.
I think the starter decks are like phenomenal for this. My thoughts on a starter deck is it's so easy to pick up. You just grab 2, you have everything you need to sit down and play with somebody else and just introduce somebody to the game. And John T's joked before about how the extra pack in there is sort of like the pack crack kind of a thing. Like, the first one's free sort of a thing. It lets people open it and have fun, and then you're hooked. So I think that's Disney's hook to the new players. It's something really accessible, really easy. Once they buy it, they're not going to care about the price because they've played Disney Lorcana. They want to keep playing Disney Lorcana. And so for that reason, I think it's phenomenal.
Real quick. I'm going to hop in here real quick. They're going to play it because it's phenomenal, or they're going to not play it because they don't like it. I'm going to say it.
You're right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Could go either way.
So then coming in from, I'll say that's coming from somebody who has some sort of interest in the Disney IP and the trading card realm. If somebody's coming in and just says, I want to start playing trading card games, period, and they don't have any special bias towards Disney. I mean, that's hard to do. Everybody knows what Disney is, but maybe they also watch One Piece and Dragon Ball and My Hero and all these other IPs that are out there. Like I mentioned in the stream yesterday, I was sort of in those shoes about 6 months ago where I said, I want to start playing TCGs again. I remember collecting cards when I was young. And the first thing that I did is do research online about how expensive is it for me to buy competitive decks to play. And when I searched how expensive was the most expensive MTG deck versus the most expensive Pokemon deck, Magic wasn't even an option anymore for me. I didn't even entertain the thought. Even Commander decks, because I knew that those can get really pricey as well. And so
they can also be really cheap, though. They can also be very cheap. So
they can. I was more concerned about the power scaling of Commander decks and all that kind of stuff. But regardless, I think that's where the booster pack prices are going to be a little bit of an issue, mainly because I'm concerned about how many boosters are going to be opened. And ultimately, it's going to come down to, I think, Cabled, you were talking about this in the Discord earlier, how the ratios of rarities are distributed across the packs. So if we're getting, I'm going to be dramatic, if we're getting 20 legendaries in every booster box, okay, the game's going to be really cheap and it's going to be really easy to pick up the most competitive deck, and that's not going to be an issue. If we're only getting 1 legendary per box and packs are $6 a pack, that's going to be a little bit different. So the value of the pack is going to be a lot more. We're going to know a little bit better on how bad the $6 price mark is once we figure out how easy or hard is it to get cards that are worth playing, I guess. So I'm not too concerned about the $6 price mark yet, I guess is what I'll say.
Okay. All right, Cabled, go ahead. What do you think?
I'm pretty much on point with B Squared. For me personally, it's more of like if meta decks are $500 or if meta decks are $200, the price per pack doesn't matter to me. In addition to that, one of my friends that's basically played any TCG that's been out there, and he said the 2 rares per pack is a standard Japanese TCG thing. And he said that tends to lead to cheaper singles. And if that is true, then the $6 pack might not matter too much. And in addition to that, if there's going to be a lot of collectors opening stuff, for example, just like Pokemon, there's a ton of collectors. So there's going to be a ton of singles. And Pokemon right now, the highest meta deck's like $100 or $125, $150.
True. Very, very true. All right, y'all saw. Everyone say hello, Cassidy. Hello, Cassidy. How are you?
Hi, Cassidy.
Hi, Cassidy.
Good to see you.
Hi. Came in right at an interesting time.
We're listening, by the way.
It's like, we already talked about all the fun stuff we're excited about now.
Let me go get Steel again.
Oh, wait, hang on. All right, since Cassidy is here, since I said this before, I'm going to say it again. So yesterday, when we were talking about favorite or not favorite, but characters you wanted to see, I had said Radigan, okay, because Radigan scared me to death when I was a child, and the comment was made, "What about Felicia?" I was not scared of Felicia. Did she eat a mouse? Yes, she ate a mouse. Okay. Did that scar me? No, it did not. What scarred me was Radigan being above the Big Ben and trying to destroy Basil of Baker Street. I could not take that. I could not take that at all. Felicia, I was not taken aback at all by Felicia. At all. So I will say that.
A dog.
When's the dog coming, Cassidy?
No dogs. No dogs. Okay. Jim, please
The
talk
fox
about
is named Todd.
the fox is named Todd. Yes.
Honestly, I just learned the fox had a name.
It's the Fox and the Hound. I know okay, guys. Just so you all know, Jim hasn't watched a lot of Disney movies, so I'm having to expand his horizons, shall we say? All right. So
yeah. All right. What was the question again?
The pack pricing. Pack pricing.
Honestly, I'm surprised other companies haven't put it to at least $6 already.
Yep.
Yes.
When I was buying Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, early 2000s, that thing was still like $4 to $5 range 20 years ago.
Yep.
Why are they still this price? Business wise, it makes absolutely no sense.
Because they have, and everyone expects it to be, and if it goes any higher, how dare you?
Yeah. So I know a lot of people are upset about the pricing, but I'm just like, yeah, it's bound to happen. What you expect it to be the same price in 80 years?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
That's not
They
a
do.
thing.
Yeah, sorry,
It's
guys,
not a
that's
thing.
Old Jim, they did make packs $6. They call them set boosters.
Oh, right. Yeah. True.
Yeah,
those ones are way better.
Right, but one product, and
Yep.
that hasn't really caught on. Okay, Brad, what's your initial take, being an LGS owner?
So I think B Squared is spot on the starter decks. That is a perfect price point and intro with the additional pack. The gift set is probably a little expensive for what you're getting out of it. The Trove is actually a really good price. It's comparable to the Elite Trainer boxes or bundles from Magic and or Pokemon. Obviously, the booster boxes are higher than I expected. I will tell you guys up front. So our two of the three distributors that I have contracts with, our price per box is $90. If we do full MSRP, it's I think it's 35% markup. So I was like, okay, this is a little, because I will tell you what Digimon and Flesh and Blood, they're both 24 packs per box. Cost us is around $55 to $60. So there's about a 30%, $30 difference. There's your Disney tax. Now, collectors, if they want it, they're going to eat those up. Now, if a family, my thought process is the families are going to gravitate more toward the troves and the starter decks. And, they may go in and buy a booster box to split up between the group of them. If it's a family of 4, husband, wife, and 2 kids. But to me, the collectors are going to go after they're going to want to open as many boxes as they can, or sit on as many boxes as they can, if that case may be.
Okay. Random Guy Podcast Steggy, will all foils have the same pattern, or could they be different, like in Pokemon or the old Naruto TCG? So will there be different foiling? I don't think we have any information on that as of yet. That's correct, I believe. So I don't think we have any information on that as of yet.
We only know that there will be foils, but we don't know of what type of anything or
Yeah.
pull rates.
So the one thing that we do know, guys, is this is Disney and it's a card game, and it's played with cards. Okay.
Yep.
So that's what we
And
know.
there's turns.
And there's turns.
There's
Yes.
turns.
And stars, Dan. There are stars.
Story stars.
There are story stars.
Don't forget the story stars.
Don't forget.
Don't
Don't forget the story stars. Oh goodness gracious. Okay. Illuminators. I believe you all are having to head off for the evening. So what? Let me pull this up correctly here. Well, have a wonderful weekend, and tell Mr. Huerta we all said hello.
We will. Thanks for
All right.
having us tonight.
Absolutely, and have an enjoyable weekend, y'all.
Will do. And
Bye, guys.
On my way out the door, just let me say a mandatory shout out to the Lorcana marketing team because they're in the house. Stellar job this week.
And we'll
Appreciate
give
it.
Steele y'all's, your best.
There will be.
We'll tell him that you miss him.
Yes, and go and tell Steele to go find Simba. All right.
We'll do.
All right.
We'll do. We'll work on that.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
All right. We have. I do believe we have some pigeon.
Oh no.
In
Here he is.
Pigeon.
A little birdie told us something.
Yeah.
He was about to tell us something.
There.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, that's not a pigeon.
Hello.
Hello. Perfect
Knive.
time. I was about to leave.
What else is there? Exit, stage left even.
All right. Knive. What we've
Hi.
been doing is with all the information given out this week, 30, 60 seconds. What are some of your biggest takeaways of the information from this week?
Biggest takeaways. There's going to be story. There's going to be lore. I can't wait to talk about the lore of this world. So far, my projections on like the identities of each of the inks have been kind of consistent so far. I was kind of accurate with Amber with it being go wide kind of theme, and Steel kind of being like Lorcana's version of green and magic, where it's just big boys. Tinkerbell's great.
Hang on. I'm gonna cut you off here. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You're free to come to these conclusions. However, I will
Don't
be
do
the
it.
thorn. I will be the thorn that says I
Don't do
don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough information to come to a conclusion like that yet. You may be correct, but I don't think there's enough information to get there yet.
That's fair. I think whenever something comes out of Lorcana's mouth, it's kind of confirmed. But we differ on each other. It's all good.
Hang on. There isn't confirmation that says in Steel has a color identity, and this is the color identity.
That's brute force.
What's that?
It says Steel Glimmers use brute force. Well, how can you do that flavor wise? Because from the cards we've seen, we know that Lorcana is really good at making the cards flavorful. So how do you make the cards flavorful using brute force? You make them big. You make them big. You make them powerful. You make them very noticeable on the field.
Agree to disagree.
Fair enough.
We don't know how to play this game yet. All right. We don't know how to play this game yet. We don't have all the cards. So
We do
don't
not have
the
all the
rules.
cards.
Well, I mean, we could have come to that assumption after the first two spoilers in Steel, but not after Tinkerbell hit the board.
Say what now? Hang on. Say that again, Brad.
So if you looked at their first two spoilers in Steel with Captain Hook and with
Gantu,
you could say you could probably go with, okay, I could see that argument being correct. When they dropped Tinkerbell, that argument's a little more deciduous.
I mean, green has looters. Green has card draw. I mean, just because the identity is something doesn't mean that color can't do other things. I mean, I can very easily be wrong, and I might be jumping the gun. But
All right, you heard it. You're here first. Knife can be wrong.
I just haven't been proven wrong
Ship it.
yet.
Hang on, Sneaky.
Even recorded.
Sneaky, go ahead. What's up, Sneaky?
Oh well, I've been saying for a long time that my theory is that steel is like white aspected because white cards in Magic have the highest stats per mana cost ratio in the game, and that seems to be kind of the theme with steel from at least a couple of the cards that we've seen.
Wait, green.
So that's what I've been thinking.
Green doesn't have the highest power toughness per cost. Wow.
I don't know. Like,
That's
maybe at the high end,
Okay.
at the high end, at the low end of the scale, it's white for sure.
Fair enough. Sorry, that just that blew my mind for a second.
Yeah,
he's not saying like a 10-10 for 10. He's like you get a 2-2 for 1 mana, which if you scale it up to 10 mana, well now you're a 20-20.
Oh yeah.
You know, in theory.
White was good with weenies, so they were bigger bodies as far as what you're playing. And green is if you want something large, you're playing big green things. If you want to, but if you
you forgot an adjective. Big dumb green things.
No, they're not dumb anymore. They can draw you cards when they enter the battlefield now. They're not dumb anymore.
Scary.
Don't try to say anything positive about the color green around Jim.
Look, I'll just stop you on the stack, okay? Like, just get out of my face.
Run says no.
Tyrannics Rex says no.
Yeah. Jim. For those who don't know,
all right,
Jim,
fine. Sack a creature. Get out of my face.
Land a world.
It has hexproof. What do I
think
do?
You're gonna have bolt the bird. Come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
You never bolt the bird.
You always bolt.
You
the bird.
always bolt the bird. Please get that garbage out of here. You always bolt the bird.
Die in a fire.
What's that?
I don't care.
Yeah.
What a blasphemous act.
Oh my goodness. What were we even talking about?
Hold up, okay. Like what's that gonna be in Lorcana? It's gonna be like it's gonna be like Dragonfire the Stitch. Like, is that gonna be the thing in 20 years?
No.
No, it's going to be something like I think we're going to get a lightning bolt kind of thing where it's like put 2 damage counters on something for 1. And so it's going to be that the Captain Hook.
Yeah. It's gonna be reverse healing glow.
Yeah, and just do that to Hook. I think that's going to be the thing.
The one thing that I will say about identity is that's the one thing that I've been very interested in and intrigued with thus far, because I'm very interested to see what the identities are going to be. Because again, we've talked even in this stream about, you know, if the team designs the cards to be a certain way for the metagame, it does not mean the meta is going to be that. Can be very similar to the identity. Okay. They can design the identities of these cards to be a certain way. However, in practice, they could even be taken to a different, they could be played not in that way. Okay. So that's why, again, for me, for the most part, I'm always like, I'm going to wait and see how everything shakes out. Because again, the intent could be one thing, one way, and then in practice, it could be something completely different. So that's why I'm just like, I'm waiting in patiently trying, guys.
Hey! At this point, we are like, let's see here. It's 10 o'clock my time, so we're like 50 hours from spring.
Yeah, when does spring technically start?
The spring equinox is on March 20th this year.
March 20th. Okay.
What time?
Wow.
The equinox is the whole day, Sneaky. You must eat an ox.
You must eat an ox. Very nice. Okay. But seriously though, what were we talking about before that?
What's it
about the color identity.
Yeah, you were still. Yeah, you interrupted me about.
I did. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Well, Brad was talking.
I have
Brad
like
was
5:24 p.m. Central Time is the answer.
5:20 is just the shift.
Okay. All right, Brad, did you finish your thought, or do you remember what you were saying? We all apologize. for
talking
cutting
about
you
big
off, Brad.
dumb creatures.
Yes, big dumb creatures. He's
Mike's
muted. He's muted. He knows.
Muted.
There you go.
Sorry. No, I did. Yeah, it is kind of weird the way that they've shifted how they've been designing stuff, and I kind of expect some of the color identity stuff maybe in Lorcana to be similar, where they have to change things slowly over time. Like maybe they've got an imbalance that they need to fix type thing.
Okay. Was anyone else surprised by the mention in the article that all Floodborn cards will have shift? Was anyone surprised?
No.
Or am I like the
Nope.
only one?
No.
I also wouldn't be
Highly
surprised the
suspected
shift is
it.
always too less than the actual original cost.
I could see
That could be too.
I would not be surprised with that either. However, I am welcome to be wrong.
Okay, so Cassidy is jumping in here. Says her husband has informed her that it's time to eat and watch The Mandalorian. I do need to catch up on The Mandalorian. Have not seen this week's episode. I'd be happy for any of you to email me your thoughts on this week's announcements. Thanks again for the enthusiasm.
Wait, there's an email?
Absolutely.
What email?
Yeah, what's your email
Cassidy,
address,
send me the
Cassidy?
email.
Well, guys, if you need
And the
if you-
floodgates
if
have
you need the
opened.
email,
That's
if you need the email, hit me up. I will. I'm sure.
Anti-Gontu.
I'm sure we could.
Yeah, don't put it public. Just in
Yeah,
case.
Do not make it public.
Yeah.
It's a
Although
good
I'm
idea.
pretty sure it is. I'm not going to be that guy.
You got my.
You
DM.
can for most companies you can pretty easily find emails.
True.
There's
That's fair.
like 4 different ways to do them.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Yeah.
What I want,
which are
Cassidy's
correct.
email.
I still don't like to be that guy. So there's
No.
actually for my job, what actually happens is when people call, if people call and ask me for someone's phone number or email address, if it's not listed on our company's website, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give that to you.
Yeah.
Good night, Cassidy.
Night, Cassidy.
Right.
So
Bye. Thanks for stopping by.
yeah, like Cassie said, I have it. I can share it.
Have a good night.
Okay, so I am the only one. Okay, so to be fair, I wasn't surprised per se, but I was, I don't know, I'll say pleasantly surprised, because again, I'm typically not one to jump to conclusions, even if provided a trail of crumbs. So,
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
It really just makes me wonder if we'll ever see shift outside of Floodborn for some weird like thing in the future. Is really what it does for me.
Yeah.
And again, even when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I want to know more about Floodborn.
Mm-hmm,
Like
definitely.
I know I talked earlier about the story and not caring that much about it, but for me, the older I get, when there's a game that has a really unique story connection and really gets me hooked that way, I'm like, I'm more apt to play the game. When we've played Villainous in the past, Jim will attest to this. I've said this so many times. One of my favorite things about the game Villainous is I really felt like I was embodying those characters, and I was I was that character. The game did a very good job at bringing me into the story and being that character. And for me, that just made it that made the game come alive a lot more for me. So whenever there's a game that does that, I'm much more apt to play something like that.
And you know how in pretty much all these Disney stores, the villains pretty much always lose. Dan got really used to that inside of that game. He really embodied it whenever we would play. So he was just like, man, this makes a lot of sense that this character lost.
Oh boy.
That's
Oh, I love you, Jim. To be fair, guys, he's that's what makes it more funny. We do have a question here from Organic Chemistry. Do you think there will be Floodborn allies? Specifically, I'm not sure I considered Shift to be an ability an ally would have. I think so. I'm not. I don't think the keyword ally means much other than I'm sorry. I would classify it as a type, like a glimmer type, since we know they're glimmers. That's what I classify it as. But what do you all think?
Yeah, I think that we will personally. I think we'll see the shift mechanic on ally. I think ally really denotes that they are a part of either they're a cohort to the hero or villain. You know what I mean? They aren't necessarily any less than. That's just what they are. You know, that's their title.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any
Okay.
reason why not. Oh,
Anybody else?
yeah.
Anybody else? Going once, going twice.
The only thing that makes me wonder, because I would agree generally, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Floodborne ally, unless Floodborne is a more core mechanic to the game that we're not aware of yet. That's the only thing, though.
I mean, they did just say that all Floodborne will have shift.
Yes.
So that and
I already think of
like
it feels pretty central.
Yeah, and we have
Mhm.
about a fifth or a fourth of the cards that are revealed so far are Floodborne. Give or take.
Which tracks?
Which tracks?
Which does track, I think.
Yeah, because we only have 3 Borns. We only have 3 Borns right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I think eventually we will see a Floodborne ally. Like I'm trying to think like
Olaf.
like what if Olaf was like made of water instead of snow or something? Like
He'd be a puddle.
he'd be a
Wait. Are we gonna see an Olaf puddle card?
Puddle card.
It's a whole different
He has
way.
Flash.
He is made of water.
It's a whole different definition of Floodborne.
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised to see even like non-allies like Gantu or Jumba. Like I would expect everybody to have the possibility of being a Floodborne.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, like a good scientist Jumba.
Okay. All right. So we have another member of the stream coming in. It is our friend Jonty, who's been on vacation. What is going on, Jonty?
Hello, gentlemen. How are we?
Hello, sir.
All right.
How's it going? Do I look disheveled? I feel disheveled.
Yes, you're disheveled.
Yes, I do look disheveled.
You don't look disheveled. You are disheveled.
I am. I look, feel, and embody the concept of dishevelment. I'm wearing uniform as well. Look at that. I've just ran in from work. Just finished a 13-hour shift, and I've got about 8 hours before I go and do another 13-hour shift.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should be honored that I'm here.
Yeah. All right, Jonty. We've been asking everybody when they get here for 30, 60 seconds. What are some of your big takeaways from the information provided this week?
60 seconds? I need 3 seconds.
Go ahead.
The product is too expensive. That's it.
Do you care to say more?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The product is far too expensive. No. So I've been listening. I got about 20 minutes on the commute home, so I've been listening in on you guys, and I completely agree with everything that's been said. You're right. Card games probably should have caught up a little bit. They've been stuck at that $4 to $5 mark for way too long, and they haven't moved with inflation. They should have been. I also agree that it's similar pricing to Magic. It's about the same sort of price as a set booster for Magic. I don't think that's a good thing, but it's arguably that there is products out there that's the same sort of price. I agree with that. I agree that there's going to be like a Disney tax. We have to sort of pay for the fact that this is using a high IP, but still, it's too expensive. And it's layered. The problem is layered for me personally. The MSRP is too high out the gate. The problem with that is that for me as a living in Canada, the Canadian MSRP is way under where it should be. If you actually take the American MSRP and just use sort of currencies conversion, it all comes in $5 or $6 higher for the Canadian MSRP. I don't particularly mind a high MSRP as long as the distribution price gives us enough of a runway so that we can come under it comfortably. But we can't even do that. If I take my distribution prices from both distributors in Canada, there is a third one, but I think they only deal with the French side of stuff. So the two that are dealing with it that we can deal with, if I take their prices and do my regular markup on it, just the sort of markup that I put on everything else that comes into the store, it is way over the MSRP that they shared on the Games Radar article. If I do my regular markup and then take off 20% on a box price, it's still over the MSRP. It's insane.
Wow.
It's insane. And the other thing I will say is that no distributor in Canada has given any sort of allocation yet. All they've said is you can give us an idea of how much you want, but I guarantee you will not get it. My one distributor said nobody will get anywhere close to how much of this product they want. We are going to be the bad guys. Everyone is going to hate us. So everyone who's selling boxes at $150 Canadian right now is most likely not going to be able to provide you with that product that you're buying.
Wow.
I have ran home so I could get this out there tonight.
Somebody clip that, please.
You look like you were about to burst, my friend.
Now,
My heart goes out to you, John.
I feel like I need to smoke.
now, Blake, it looks like you wanted to say something. Did you want to chime in here with something?
Oh, I'm just up here in Canada with you, John T. And not looking forward to what we have to go through for Lorcana.
It's gross, right? Like it's awful.
Right.
Like so we're going to basically have to do a set box at the same discount that we do on a Magic box, which basically just about breaks even for us. It puts us at about a 45-50% markup, which is the markup we need to keep the lights on, basically. Like we're a larger store, we employ 10 people, we have a 8,000 foot gaming space, so we do have overheads, and we sell Magic pretty much as a loss leader. It's our bananas and roast chicken from Walmart, like we sell them to get people through the door. But it does get people through the door, and we have full play spaces there on a Friday and a Tuesday playing the game, which you probably won't see with Lorcana, not because it's not a good game. We don't know anything about the game yet, do we, Dan?
Thank you.
The fact of the matter is there aren't going to be people playing it because there's not going to be enough product for people to play it, right? Like it's not going to be in people's hands, unfortunately. And all this talk about whether families will be interested, and will a mom pick this over a cheaper Pokemon pack? It doesn't care. No, moms aren't going to see this. It's not going to be on the shelf. Every game store is going to get 10 boxes of it. It's going to be bought up by the first 10 nerds through the door, or the first 10 nerds that get on to buy it online. It's going to be either sat on a shelf somewhere, or it's going to be played between the four of them on a Saturday morning, and that's it. Yeah, I don't feel good today, guys. I'm sorry.
Cabled, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm hearing the same exact stuff down here, and I'm close to 2 local shops in Arizona. And they're basically saying the same exact thing as John T. Obviously, it might be different for Canada distributors and then the 3 here in the US, but hearing the same exact thing where distributors are highlighted in bold multiple times saying allocation. Yep. And then same thing with prices. There's no good margins.
I mean, this seems like a similar situation to what happened with Flesh and Blood when Flesh and Blood first came out. What do you guys see? John T, Brad, LGS owners, do you guys see any correlations there? Or
yeah, we really struggle with Flesh and Blood. We've really struggled with, to be honest, other than Magic, we struggle with every card game to get stock, at least when it's first established. We can pretty much order everything we want now of Digimon, of stuff like that. But One Piece, we've been very limited. We just about got, probably could have had double and sold it still, honestly. And, Canadian players are usually okay with the Canada tax. They're usually okay with the idea that you can pretty much ignore MSRP because it's never accurate. But yeah, this is just. But like I say, I'm hearing it from the same in the UK, in the US. I think somebody was saying that a US box at distributor level is like $90. What's a box of Digimon? 60? Like it's insane. It's like 33% over. It's just.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
Flesh and Blood's 57.
Oh, Flesh and Blood's the same way. Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, Flesh and Blood is 57 for a box. Yeah.
What was Welcome to Wraith? What was Welcome to Wraith not first edition? Do you remember?
Oh, now, so we didn't jump in until Monarch, but we could still get Welcome to Wraith. I think it was 50.
Wow. Because Monarch wasn't that soon, or wasn't that late after Welcome to Wraith. I don't think. Wow.
Yeah, I think it was Welcome to Wraith, Arcana Rising, and then
Arcane Risings, and then Monarch. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Crucible War, which was a
the
non-draft
supplementary set. Yep.
and then Monarch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The internet has been ablaze with all this information. Yeah. I'll be interested. Does anyone is there any positive feelings out there in the distribution side and the LGS side after seeing all this information?
I mean, my LGS feels confident that they'll be able to supply, but then again, we are an incredibly small market. We're in the middle of nowhere, so there's probably going to be 6 of us that are interested.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll say this. I have had 4 separate families, the entire families, father, mother, 2 kids, that want to get in on the ground floor of this game. They're huge Disney fans, and they think it's a great way to be in. They're interested in playing. Now, I'm probably going to tick off some collectors. But what I'm doing is I've opened up. I've told them I've opened up pre-orders. I said you can pre-order what you want. Don't put any money down because I have no earthly idea what the allocation is. Once I get my allocation and I see who wants what, I will make sure everybody gets something.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot guarantee that if somebody wants 15 cases, then I'm gonna be
that's
able to do it.
exactly how we're going to do this. We did that we've been doing that with One Piece. We basically, our allocation for One Piece was 24 boxes. So 24 people got a box. Like that's the only way we could do it. Nobody was particularly happy, but what's that saying? Like if you piss off everyone equally, you've done okay, kind of thing. You know?
Right.
Right. And for us, that's
Can't
more
make
important.
everyone happy.
That
So
everyone
piss
gets a
off
bit of it.
everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
Right.
that was it for us. Was just like as long as everyone gets a little bit of it, and that's probably, I assume, what we're going to have to do with Lorcana as well.
Is that,
Right.
Is that a British saying?
Sure, probably.
I think it's an LGS thing.
Which is probably true as well.
I think.
But I've lived in Canada for 5 years now, and not a week goes by that I just still don't come out with something that everyone around me just goes, "Sorry, what did you just say?" It happened tonight. It happened tonight actually. There was a guy who wasn't very happy with. He didn't do very well in Magic. That was all. He didn't do very well. And I was trying to point him out.
Was that you? Of course not.
Just well, he plays green, so yeah, Dan. It was.
I went 2-1. Thank you very much.
But yeah, I tried to subtly point him out to my boss. I was like, "Oh, this guy's not really like he's new and he's not very happy." And he's like, "Which one is it?" And I said, "He's the one that looks like a bulldog licking piss off a thistle." And it's quite a common phrase.
What?
And he was like, "You're gonna have to say that again."
Can you say that in Canadian for me, John?
Come again?
Yeah, but it was an apt description.
I love how British is somehow like this weird amalgamation of like high society talk and then just straight from the south.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, sneaky. That sounds like something we'd hear down here that we were.
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
one of them
what
like
are you talking about?
convoluted sayings that you'd hear down there. Yeah, definitely.
Now hold on,
Hold on here now.
Hurdy for.
Hurdy. I'm going to play Lorcana cards.
So
Hey,
to
now.
wrap up my 60 seconds. I thought Tinkerbell looks really good.
Hey, at least your 60 seconds wasn't interrupted.
Let's see. Where's the? Oh my goodness.
Oh no!
Can we get a ban on that, please? Can we get a ban?
I will always be here.
Oh man. Okay. So John T and I don't think Knive answered this either, because we answered these questions before y'all got here. Characters that you want to see in the game that you haven't seen spoiled. Knive, do you have one? Do you have one?
Yes, the pigeons from Bolt. But seriously, but seriously,
those are good though. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But I would have to say Basil from The Great Mouse Detective.
Okay,
I
all
love
right.
Basil. I think he would be a perfect Sapphire card to like introduce some sort of sleuthing mechanic of some kind.
Okay. All right.
Look
Jonty, do you
look at
have
the
one?
top card of opponent's deck or something like that. That'd be.
Oh
that
no,
would
not
fit,
Fate
right?
Seal.
Oh yeah,
Never
let's
Fate
get
Seal.
lantern control in here.
No.
Yes, dude.
Look, I'm evil. I am not that evil.
I'm down to be that evil.
Yeah, Jim 100% is.
Look, if I said they should bring in Stampede where Mufasa died into this game, I'm that evil.
Yes,
That'd be so good.
That'd be such an action card.
That'd be
Just call it
amazing.
Stampede.
I would just
All
love
right,
to play that
John-
against
John
the
T,
children.
What's your character, Jonty?
I don't know. Genie. I reckon that there's probably a cool Genie card coming.
Yeah. Okay.
A wish effect? Play something from sideboard?
Yeah. Just go and get whatever you like.
No.
Take any
Okay,
card.
well- Okay,
you could
that
go like
brings
real
up-
You discover-
unset, couldn't you? You could go real unset and be like, just go and take a card from another game nearby. and just put it on your-
Play another game, yeah.
Take
Open
go
a
the
pack from
digital
a
route.
non-Lorcana game, and
I'll play Exodia with the Genie and just win.
Who thinks there will be a sideboard? And who thinks there's going to be a sideboard for this?
I don't know.
I don't think
leaning
so.
Towards no. I'm leaning towards no.
Okay.
So
is there
I
anyone,
lean towards no.
anyone else other than Knive think there will be?
I think so.
So I lean towards no, but I'm starting to think yes.
Okay.
But just because I like the idea of like it's I don't know how to explain it, but it's starting to seem like sideboard is built into it, but who knows? That's just random speculation.
Okay. Jim, you said you don't know. You're not sure.
No, I said there. I think there will be.
You think there will be? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Otherwise,
am really
control
into
decks are
experience
gonna
of
be
Magic.
bad.
What other games, like what TCGs out there at the moment have a sideboard?
Lee Barbs, does Digimon have a sideboard?
Nope.
Flesh and Blood
Are
does
those
not have
best
a
of
sideboard.
3 or those best of 1?
Best of 3.
They are best of 3.
Flesh and Blood does not have a sideboard.
Digimon tried a sideboard for a season, and then it went away.
Okay. Jim, do you remember Final
believe
Fantasy had a
Yu-Gi-Oh
sideboard?
does.
No idea. Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic do. Pokemon doesn't.
I don't think we'll see
Battle
one personally.
Spirits that
Duel
comes out
Master
soon.
doesn't.
Battle Spirits,
Flesh and Blood, kind of.
What's up?
So Flesh and Blood does have a sideboard, but it's best of 1. At least for non-big tournaments, it's best of 1 during the main rounds and top 8, or not top 8, but no, it's not even best of 3 there. But you actually side after your opponent shows your hero, then you sideboard.
Oh yes, that's
right.
true.
It's a pre-board.
Right.
It's a pre-board
Right.
where you
Pre-board.
take out cards out of your deck and your inventory. You can change your inventory,
Yeah, your equipment, right?
your equipment. Yeah.
Right.
Battle Spirit Saga will have a sideboard.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we had a question here from Alex.
Hi, Alex.
I think this is an interesting question. So Alex asks, question, what character would you banish from the game? Who do you not want to see included in the game?
Ooh.
Jar Jar
The
Binks.
frog.
Jar Jar
The carriage.
Jar Jar Binks. Okay, before we
Mr. Toad. Mr. Toad.
Before we answer that, Cassidy has a correction. She's popping back in, make correction. Sincere apologies. There cannot be more than one foil in a booster pack. So there will only be one foil in a pack.
Spoilers.
Oh,
Gosh
I
darn it,
missed
Cassidy.
that.
I'm kidding. I love you.
So she was in here earlier, and I believe she said that there could be more than one.
Yeah.
But she has correct information now.
She said that she previously said that there could be a foil in one of the rare slots, but instead, I'm assuming what's supposed to be suggested is that the foil slot in the pack could be,
Can be any
rare or
rarity.
higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She needs to quit it with the day
Muffin from
drinking.
Bluey.
Let's be honest. I'm just saying it.
Hang on, Liam, Lumiteers, you be quiet. Do not say anything about Bluey, okay? Don't you dare say anything negative about Bluey. I want to see Muffin, all right?
Muffin is the agent of chaos, and I love her so much.
Okay, back to the question.
She
at
is the
hand.
flamingo queen.
Back to the question at hand. Are there a character that you want to see banned or not included?
Uncle Remus would probably not be great.
Yeah, that's probably not a great one.
I saw there was a video today I saw from some content creator. They had Song of the South on in the background. It was like a parody.
I was gonna say ban Jim Crow. How about that one?
Yeah, Jim Crow. Yeah.
Well, that was from So basically, a lot of the characters from Dumbo you're probably not gonna see.
Yeah, crows from Dumbo.
Except, I mean, I would say we'll see Dumbo and maybe the mouse. See Dumbo, the mouse, and Dumbo's mom.
I was gonna say Dumbo's mom. I don't think we're going to see any of the band from the Aristocats, except for the leader,
Francis O'Malley.
Yeah, no, not O'Malley.
Thomas?
The other one, the
Thomas
one.
O'Malley.
Not Thomas O'Malley.
I know. I don't know the name, but I know who you're talking about.
So like the other members of the bands are in ranging scale of offensive stereotypes of various nations.
The stereotypical.
Yeah, the scat cats. Thank you, balloons.
There we
The
go.
scat cats. I don't think we're going to see those. Nor will we probably see the Siamese cats from.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah. All right, Cassidy, go back to dinner and go watch The Mandalorian.
Bye,
all right?
Cassidy.
Thank you, Cassidy.
Yeah, the Siamese cats. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. I remember that movie. Banish the hunter from Bambi.
I actually want a hunter card.
What we need that though. That's going to be a kill spell.
If we're gonna have Stampede in the deck,
Gotta
we
go
might as well
face.
have hunter from
Yeah,
Bambi.
right?
Season, you know?
Do we even see the hunter in Bambi?
Yeah,
No.
Maybe like
So
silhouette
not
of
Bambi.
But
No, I don't think we ever see like a frame. We don't see anything of the hunter. I
Maybe
don't
we
think.
Because I thought like part of
maybe
the
we'll
idea
get
was
a
like
bang
frame
sound.
We just need
Oh,
a
wow.
frame of the deer on the ground shot.
I was
For
gonna
the-
say
Go
for
ahead, Jim.
magic they have food tokens, so let's turn Bambi's parent into a food token, and so that way you can gain
Venison.
3 life.
That is
How
That's
dare you?
sick.
Call it
How dare
venison.
you, sir?
That's sick.
I just checked, and this is really interesting. The unseen main antagonist of the 1942 film, he has a name. His name is Man.
Yeah, that's what I thought, man.
That's
Yeah. I just saw that article too the other day.
Man.
Yeah. All right, what is so funny there, Knive?
Just everything. Everything's great.
All right,
having a
so
great night.
I love y'all.
okay, we do have a question here. This question is directed towards Janti and Brad. In regards to allocation, do you place an order and get allocated a percentage based on that order? Or will you get an allocation number and then have just that to sell until the next shipment of product? Basically, how does allocation work?
How does allocation work? So it should, and it is meant to be based on previous purchasing of similar products. So how you've supported other games. Honestly, it's down to the reputation, the relationship you have with your rep. Honestly, like it's simple as that. At the end of the day, usually it just comes down to reps get given an amount to distribute between the stores they work with, and it's how much they decide to dish out. And at least that's how it works for us.
I do have a
Say, Brad, is that pretty much the same thing?
Yeah. Usually, now I will say, usually the more you order of a certain type of product. So like with Pokemon, I've slowly grown Pokemon over the last 2+ years, and so now I'm able to get 6 or more cases of product on release. Where I started out, I was only getting like 3 or 4 boxes. Now with a new product, they really about the only thing that they have to go on is current, how much did I buy from you last year? Has that number grown? That type of thing. So yeah, it's really based on volume and info with your sales rep.
Okay. Cable, you had something?
Yeah, I have a question for Jonty or Brad. Are you concerned about allocation because Disney Parks can sell stuff, or do you think that's like a completely different distributor? Or is that like any concern at all?
Not for me personally. No, I think it's probably used going through American distribution, I imagine. But
Right.
no, I just think allocation is going to be low because it always is. Like I can't think of a new product that's come out where it hasn't been. It's not just a trading card
Right.
game thing. It happens with miniature games as well.
Yeah.
We're a huge Games Workshop store, and we get new products every week, and we're very often allowed one of things, like literally one box of stuff. Like it just seems to be that, especially now, like I don't know about Ravensburger particularly, but seeing as most stores now have a direct line to customers. So with Games Workshop, they have their own stores. With Magic, for instance, they sell direct on Amazon. Game stores are,
Which is
sort of
great,
like
isn't it,
second-
guys?
oh,
Isn't that great?
Beautiful. Game stores are just like sort of second tier now, unfortunately. So
Yeah. I actually reached out to my LGS yesterday when we got all the pricing and everything, and asked them, or was it? Yeah. And asked them just like if they'd been in talks with the distros and stuff like that, and they sent me a pretty like hefty response. If y'all want me to read through it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So they said, yeah, honey, they know we're interested. Any game that is coming out, we immediately reach out to our reps all over the place. Listen, we're in the South. We go through quite a few people and companies to provide as many games as we can. Currently, 2 of those companies will be supplying Lorcana, so it would just depend on which one seems more reasonable to us. Once we establish that, then we'll talk estimates of product, and when it comes closer to release date, we will be notified of how much we are actually getting. I understand your concern. I wasn't really concerned. They kind of misunderstood this as me being like worried they wouldn't be getting product. I understand your concern, especially due to the lack of product from other games available to us at large, but I hope you understand that this isn't from lack of trying. We give them a number. They tell us how much from that number they'll give to us. Unfortunately, we do not hold priority over multi-billion-dollar retailers like Walmart or Target, who I suspect will definitely carry the game as well. And as such, we will be forced to compete rather fiercely against them, which is something that is just nothing but an uphill battle. So we'll definitely try to get in everything we can. We will hopefully be able to come into more product as our store continues to establish itself and its player base to even higher numbers.
All right, so yeah, I've got kind of a layered question here, and I'm interested mainly on the from the LGS side, but then the consumer side. Okay, so we've got a question from Alex. How is everyone planning on buying their cards?
TCG player.
TCG player.
With money.
The first thing that I will tell everyone, support your LGS if they're good. But I'm going to say with the caveat if they're good.
Yeah.
Jim and I can tell you plenty of stories of bad experiences of LGSs that do not care about you as a consumer. Okay, find the ones that do and support them. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to say. The second thing is I've been thinking about this quite a lot because it's something that Jim and I have to think about. Okay, but I think LGSs now have to innovate from the standpoint of if you are just going to be a buyer and seller, then I think you're going to lose in the long run. I think you have to start providing some other type of value that the other stores aren't. And I think there's too many that get in business that are just focused on the price that I'm buying stuff at and the price that I'm selling it at. And I have to have the highest margins possible. What does everybody else think? Go ahead.
So my LGS is the best one in the region, mostly because everyone else sucks. And this isn't like joking or anything like that. Like honestly, there are horror stories from the other local LGSs. But what my LGS does is it's basically a game cafe. We have, if we are a member, which is like a monthly membership fee, we go in, we have 24-hour access to the game room. We have unlimited access to the board games they have in there. We have unlimited access to, they have vending machines in there. They have a PlayStation 5 in there. So if we want to play video games in there, we can. It's just, and that alone is the thing that keeps them in business. Then if you're also a member, you get discounts on all their products. So like as a member and as a community organizer, my booster boxes I can buy at $80 of Magic. Because I give them $40 a month to have access to their game room, have access to pretty much everything that they have. And it's a brilliant system that they have because there was a period in 2022 where I didn't show up in that store for 4 months. And I still gave them $160.
Brad, what do you think?
So yeah, the experience is big. I'm very blessed. We've been operating for a little over 4 years now. The last 2 years, we've grown exponentially. We just moved to a new place in September, and I'm going to outgrow this place in probably a year and a half instead of 3 years, which was my original plan, which it's a good problem to have. But for me, it was always about the community and the people. I've seen so many game stores that had failed simply on dollars and cents, even though they were making good margins, because they didn't treat their customers properly. Obviously you have to make enough money to keep the lights on, pay yourself properly, and then be able to grow and expand. But there were far too many that didn't follow that theory. They were thinking of a quick buck, unfortunately.
All these wonderful
and I've in this town, and our population in this town is a little over 19,000. 5-county area, we're looking at, let's say, 120,000 over a 5-county area. But yeah, I know I've lost 5 or 6 game stores in 20 years, and most of them had the same problem. I did not want that to happen to us, and so all the people that work for me are as passionate and caring and want to grow the community, get more folks in, demo it, make sure that everybody's having a good time, etc. The experience is what matters to me, and that's sort of our mantra.
Jonty, what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. We do a membership system. It's not quite as so that price. We charge $55 for the year, but it gets you 10% off in the store, use of the play space, a few other bits and bobs, and then we have a higher tier that gets you all of that plus half price locker rental. We have lockers you can use for your miniatures, some swag, t-shirts every year, that sort of thing. And then we have a even higher tier than that, which is called the Elite tier, where you get a metal membership card, your name on the wall, and bragging rights. And that really helps, because there are some people who genuinely came to us. This is mostly during COVID, when a lot of the space we couldn't use. People came to us and were like, I want to help you. How can I do that? So we genuinely just invented a tier that was just more expensive so that people could give us money, which is kind of insane, really. But it's all about building that community. And like I said before about the whole, if we get 24 boxes of One Piece, I want 24 people walking out with product, because that's how you succeed. That's you build the community and they keep coming back to you. And it's a bit of a cliche to say that game stores really make their money on pop and chips, but like it's kind of true, really. You know, like sodas, chips, sleeves, single sales, all that sort of stuff. That's really where a lot of the profit comes from, because you're having to sell the core products at a relatively low cost. But yeah, like seeing people out there already now in Canada selling boxes of Lorcana for $150, like they're making about $25 on that box. So they're not making $25, right? Because you've paid to ship it, you've paid the tax on it coming in, you've paid somebody to sit and open it, you've paid somebody to put it on a shelf, you've paid for light bulbs above the shelf to keep it lit, you've paid for the heating to keep the place warm while you're working. If you're making $25 on a $125 purchase, you're not making $25, you're not making anything. And that's what blows my mind, is this cheap book, this like there's places in town that will sell a box of Magic for $5 over cost, right? Like at that point they're just it's not a store. It's a way for the guy who owns it, for him and his buddies to get cheap Magic, and it's gonna not be a long-term thing. And hopefully the bigger stores, the ones like, from what it sounds like Brad's like as well, who are more committed to a long-term community building setup, is will be able to stick it out and weather the idiots.
Wow.
Yeah. Real quick, balloons. We've got. I turned all the music off, so there should not be anything coming through unless somebody else has got it on their end.
So
but
I think someone has sound coming through their background, but
it's probably Lee. To be honest, Lee's always got something going on in his background. Do you have anything going on? No, he's even off.
No,
I was going to say, because I can hear it too.
You hear it though?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, because I'm not hearing anything, so I don't think.
I think now it might be gone.
I don't think. But
yeah, it's gone currently.
Okay. Okay. What consumers here? What do you all think? What do you all think? We heard from Nive. Do you guys have any opinions on it? Don't know.
Like
I'm a little
opinions on like what makes a LGS successful or something. Is that what you mean?
Well, I think what I'm more going off of is I think LGSs now, they have to start innovating. They can't just rely on you're not just a reseller. And I think if you view yourself strictly as a reseller, you're gonna lose in the long run. I think you have to, and like both Brad and Jonathan just talked a little bit about, like, you got to do something different. Okay. I mean, I view it, to be honest, I view it similarly to how I view content. You got to be doing something different that everyone else isn't doing. Like, you have to stand out in some way, shape, or form, right? If you're just saying you come here so you can buy product from me, please support me, you got to give them a reason to, right? So that's more that's kind of what I'm curious at is what do you guys think? And like, do you have some horror stories?
I want to hear horror stories.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, I completely agree with you. You got to innovate as far as LGSs go, because you have, like you said, you have your case of singles right there in front. You have some booster packs behind that. Stack of sleeves over here. It's all very cookie cutter. There's only so much stuff you guys can stock as LGS owners, so you got to differentiate yourself with like personalized merch, like John T was already talking about, stuff like that. See, do it.
There it is.
There it is.
10 years, baby.
Woo!
It's better than screens backwards.
Stuff like that is where you're gonna be building a stronger community and getting those people to come back again and again and again to spend that money at your establishment, for sure. And I've been burned a couple of times by LGSs just kind of not caring about anybody but themselves, and like Dan said, just trying to get Magic on the cheap really quick.
Yeah,
that's my LGS's.
That's also custom player map.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty cool. That's dope. Which
yeah,
go ahead, B squared. Or wait, that was cabled, I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You both look similar. You look the same.
Yeah. My LGS has done a couple different things. They have a thing called the Anime Corner, and it's just a bunch of merch. It's just a bunch of like Funko Pop type of things. And they have like a fridge of Asian drinks. And then in addition to that, they have their own print shop inside the LGS. They literally have like makeshift curtains up so they can start printing their own shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. And then in addition to that, they for some reason have set up some kind of like anime convention center every few months or something like that. So they have they use the whole parking lot and have some kind of convention center out there with like food and merch and cosplay stuff as well.
That's awesome. That's producing your own products is something that we've been really working on over the last year or two. So we have a big so we've started doing stuff in house now. So these are all done in house. And hoodies, and also we've set up a print studio for 3D printing. So we've got a load of like merchant accounts with modelers, and so we produce miniatures in store now as well, which is really good because they've been a really hard thing to get hold of lately. I don't know, Brad, if you deal with like Wiz Kids selling miniatures, there's been no stock for like years now, and we're doing a lot where we'll buy larger quantities direct from China of some products now, so we can package them up ourselves and sell them like a much better price. So things like dice and stuff, where we were buying them through regular distribution and literally just giving somebody $5 for no real reason when we can just go and get them ourselves now. So we're definitely doing a lot of that sort of stuff to really kind of like pass on those savings to customers. So we're kind of down with that kind of stuff. One thing I would love to do is a convention. I'd love to do our own day. So we do some big days through the year. We have a big bring and buy weekend, like a big garage sale weekend, where people can bring stuff and sell it. And then we do a few other sort of big, we do a big day for our birthday, for the store's birthday, where we just do big discounts and different games and competitions and prizes and stuff. We do a few of those through the year. So, but yeah, I'd love to do like a con. I'd love that would be, but like that's pretty much a full-time job organizing something big like that. But I would really love to do a store con one year.
Yeah. Something I've been thinking about, like that'd be pretty cool to like for an LGS to differentiate itself is, and this doesn't really apply so much to the TCG side of things as the miniature side of things, but space more of like a space where they have access to like 3D printers and other things that you can use in order to like create stuff, because that's a huge aspect of that sort of hobby. Which I think would be kind of cool.
We've looked at that because there isn't really a makerspace here in this city, and like I say, in house we do have we have a laser CNC, we have 2 FDM printers, 3 resin printers, and like a full workshop as well, because we make a lot of terrain for the tables. So we have looked at moving that into people. It gets very difficult with insurance, allowing people to use that kind of stuff, which is tricky. But we do have a paint area with a couple of airbrushes set up and a big space that you can be messy in, kind of thing. So we do have people able to come down and
that's awesome.
paint and work on their stuff. But yeah, the second you start putting like tools into people's hands, it gets a little tricky with insurance, unfortunately.
All right. Is there anything else that anyone wants to touch on before we start wrapping the stream up here? What have we not talked about that people want to talk about?
Actually, I got to go in about 2 minutes.
Oh, all right. Well, Jim.
Bye,
Jim. Bye, Jim. Miss you
guys. Was fun. Take care. Don't have too much
see you,
fun.
Gen Con.
See you. Bye bye.
All right. See ya.
I mean, I guess there's there's the information now that we have confirmed that PAX are going to be at parks, and then not too long ago we had the pamphlet from Paris, and it mentioned on there like a large rollout of media marketing type stuff. And I mean, we could kind of like spitball like what we think that's going to look like, what we'd like to see, where we think it might be coming from, how it might affect things.
I think we're
Oh.
going to see something on Disney XD. No, seriously.
I don't know what that is.
So Disney XD is like the
a channel.
boys Disney Channel. Or at least it was originally brought out to be like the cool kids Disney Channel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's kind of just like, oh, it's the second Disney Channel. But
So, like, do you think you'll see like recordings of gameplay, like tournaments and stuff? Or do you think, or are you saying like a tie-in show?
I think we're just going to see commercials there where it's like,
Commercials,
hey kids, you want to play card games? Well, Disney has one for you, kind of thing.
So the 90s.
When are commercials coming to Disney Plus?
Can they advertise their own?
No, like
products? I know
legitimately.
some places have started doing that now, right? Like it's still ad free, but you'll still get 5 minutes of shows.
Well, they're not ad free anymore.
No. Commercials are coming to Disney Plus. Like my question is legitimately when are they
Oh
coming?
right. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I will say,
honestly,
the Pamphlet from Paris is my favorite Audrey Hepburn movie. By the way, I would love to see
late 2022. Sorry,
I would love. Oh, really? I would love to see special stuff at parks. Like even if I never get any of it, I would love to see them do special art sets. Like gift sets similar to the D23 one at parks, because the more fancy versions of cards you make, the cheaper regular versions of them become. So I'm a big fan. Always make sure they're mechanically identical, but give me every different thing, but just make it so that I can still go and buy regular versions of it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's their best way.
As long as there's not 12 versions split across 4 different products within the same release cycle.
Yeah, let's not do
As
that.
long as I'm not opening them all randomly in a pack, like you can make a special gift set that's only available at Disney parks. That sort of stuff's fine, right? But when you open in a pack, and because it really annoys me, to be honest. I opened a All Will Be One pack today just for something to do, and I pulled an alt art of the little one-drop Skrelv is his name.
Skrelv.
Yeah,
Perfector Mike.
Who you can pay for X mana to protect something. And I was like, oh great, I needed a 4th one of these for my standard deck, but it really annoyed me that it was the alt art, because I've got 3 normal versions, and like I genuinely would rather have the normal version of it so they all match than the alt one that I pulled. That's ridiculous, probably, but yeah, it kind of annoyed me that it was there really.
Well, you just sell the alt art, which is got to be worth more than the normal, right?
Yeah, it's worth like all of them are worth like a buck or 2, right? Like it's nothing really. The problem is finding somewhere that'll take it, but I'll probably be able to swap it with someone. But yeah, the problem is sometimes it gets complicated. I'm kind of happy that at least out the gate, Lorcana is keeping it to just foils being the chase, but I would like to see all arts come in eventually.
Sorting magic cards these days are such a pain. Hey, how many versions of this do we have? Oh my gosh. So, yes.
There's 7.
I mean,
especially when 3 of the versions look identical on a computer screen.
Yep,
that's the one thing I found most recently with all the different sort of foil treatments.
It's the etching, man.
Etched foils and the what's the Phyrexian one with the
oil
with the
complete foil.
Complete foil.
I opened one of those today, actually.
Yeah, but like that's really tough when they look identical on a computer screen. It makes it very difficult for inventory, and
Well, we also don't have confirmation on like alt arts, full arts, or alt foils.
That's correct.
So
we don't, but I feel
we
like we'd have probably seen something if they were coming. But yeah, I think they're going to go the Pokemon route and keep it just to, because somebody, I think it was Liam from the Illumineers, pointed out that like this is still quite a big risky investment for them to start off with. So they've already commissioning like 200 plus pieces of art out of the gate. They don't necessarily need to commission another 50. You know, they can just slap foil on some of them and that be the chase. So it kind of makes sense.
Am I wrong in remembering hearing that this was like one of the largest things Ravensburger has invested in?
So it's the biggest thing Ravensburger has invested in, and it's going to be the largest collection of unique Disney art in history.
Yeah.
Okay, but hang on though. But that doesn't mean much to me because it's a trading card game, right? Because that is something that I would expect from any TCG. So like, is it a big thing? Sure. Like I'm not going to downplay that. Like I won't downplay that. But I don't think that, like when they came out and said that, I'm like, that's kind of something that's to be expected, though.
I'm not
So
sure
I
it is.
don't-
Transformers TCG.
That's okay, but hang on, but a serious TCG, not a like from expandable card games and the stuff where you buy the box and you get all the cards. They're just repurposing artwork, and those literally come and go. Okay, but for something that's in it for the long haul, it's to be expected in my opinion. But I think I'm the odd one out.
Yeah,
which is normally the case.
Well,
Go ahead, Mike.
it's good to hear that like it's going to be all unique art, because like there are still people out here that think that like Lorcana is a cash grab, and that like Ravensburger is just partnering with Disney in order to get like a bunch of money, and they're not going to care about it, and it's just going to be gone in 3 years. Now
they are trying to make money though, so
yes, of course
They are trying to grab cash.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen the? I mean, have you seen the Canadian prices? I mean, but
not jaunty.
But like, yes, of course they're trying to make money. That's kind of the goal of a business.
Yeah.
But like, them showing like, hey, we're actually putting effort in this. When they said that, that put more into like. That put more trust in them, at least for me, because whenever I hear them say like, "Oh yeah, we're doing 204 unique art pieces every single set," that is 812 if they keep the same set size, 812 unique pieces of art every year. That's almost
816, but it's okay. It's late.
I've had a little bit too much.
Hey.
That's like that's like what, 3.6 pieces of art a day. That's a lot of investment for something that they're just going to make some random money off of.
Correct.
That's
But
yeah,
correct.
It's
but
expected.
All right. Exactly. It's expected. Like that's where I'm putting the level at. Is that it is expected. So you're meeting my expectation. You're not going above it. That's all I'm saying.
And I agree. And like at the same time, I expect there to be brakes on a car, but it's nice to know that there are brakes on a car.
Yeah, I think for me, it's somewhere in
ahead,
between.
Jonty.
It's not that it's necessarily expected. There's a lot of product that comes out that either just uses like stills from films or whatever, or repurposed art. I don't know if any of you have seen the new Star Wars deck builder game from Fantasy Flight. Pretty much all reused art from Fantasy Flight's library. You know, it's a lot of Legion art already, a lot of Imperial Assault art, that sort of thing. So I don't think it's necessarily completely expected, but I also don't think it's that big of a incredible thing. I think it's just a cool bit of PR that they can say it's all the most art we've ever done. You know, it's just a good little factoid they can use, right? Like I think it's nothing more than that, really.
Right. I have a question for you guys regarding this, though. Are you disappointed if we're not going to see alt art, or do you think that like what we have right now, let's say it's just the unique art and there's no alt art, there's no full out arts, it's just the foils? Are you disappointed in that? Do you think it's enough? How do you feel about it?
I will say, I don't have any confirmation that this is going to be this way, but I think we will see it because they want to make money and they see that this is going to be a big way for them to make money. So I will be surprised if we don't see it.
I really just mean
at least
in the first chapter,
eventually, or
in the first
eventually.
year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think we'll see it after a few sets.
Do I think we'll see it in the first set? I'm going to say yes. Sneaky, what do you think?
Oh, I was going to say I would be disappointed. Not that I particularly care about alt arts, but I really want full arts. Those are my absolute favorite thing.
Yeah.
So I really want to see those. And then I agree that we'll see it because I want to see it is because like Jonty was talking about, the more versions of cards, the cheaper playable cards are going to be. And furthermore, I feel like if they were limited to just foils and not other treatments, then Cassidy would have been able to answer our question earlier.
Oh,
yeah.
So do you
We're on
think
to
foil slot
We're on to you,
doesn't mean just foil then, or you think that there's just
Oh,
a
so
chance
there was a whole discussion. So there was two questions that Cassidy answered. One she came and reneged on, but the other one was someone asked if there were going to be these alternate treatments, and she said I cannot answer that at this time.
That means yes.
Not really, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not really, but yes.
Well, no, but yes.
It's like asking a kid if they ate a cookie from a cookie jar. I cannot say yes or no. Yes, you did.
With chocolate all over them.
But yeah, with chocolate all over their face. Cassidy, you have chocolate. No.
I feel like if we don't see them, maybe just like Floodborn art is gonna sort of scratch that alt art itch to start off with, at least, maybe, you know. But I don't know.
Knife.
Floodborn alternate arts, where it has the colored ink monochrome of the color of ink that it is.
I really don't like that idea. And I'll tell you exactly why.
I'm still not sure what he's saying.
I'll tell you exactly why. Pokemon for the longest time had rainbow secret rares.
Yep.
And when
I hate
somebody
those.
builds their entire deck out of rainbow secret rares, I can't tell what the heck is happening on the table. Unless you just already know what the card is, every card looks exactly the same. So if there's a deck
you
full
can't
of
read the card,
monochrome,
and then they can't read the card, and nobody knows what any of the cards do.
Okay, but make it readable.
So I don't know if this is something that's been touched on before, but that leans into something I was thinking about with Tinkerbell. A lot of art will sort of take the color identity of the card and sort of make that art prevalent, make that color prevalent in the art, just to kind of keep it copacetic and keep it so that on a table you can see. I was worried that might make steel cards all look a little gray. And I think Gantu does. Like, it's really good art, and he himself is pretty grey, but like the background is all quite grey, and I was a little worried. But then Tinkerbell came out today and kind of made me feel better about that, because she's all bright and green and cool, and but still has that sort of steel look with the kiss and stuff, you know. So yeah, but so far it does. You can, like, we've kind of guessed what color cards the art that we haven't seen attached to a card is going to be now, right? Like, just using that color theory. So
Right. All right, we've got a question here from Alex. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but not today. How many people want an online version of the game with code cards versus those who don't? Is there anyone who doesn't want? I'm assuming what this means is essentially an online version with, when you buy a pack, there's going to be a code in the pack to get that out of your collection. Is there anyone who doesn't want to see something like that?
I would rather not, personally.
I don't.
If
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So let's get Lee and Cabled. Lee, why not?
I think that they need to concentrate on the paper side of things. Maybe seeing one down the road would be okay, but I definitely don't want to see it within the first couple of sets. And there's also the caveat that I only want to see it if there are like a code card equivalent. If there's not that, then I'm okay. I'd rather not have it ever happen.
Cabled.
For me, coming from Pokemon,
Cabled, you're muted. There you go.
There we go.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yeah, you're just delayed a little bit.
So for me, coming from Pokemon, I do not like the code card system at all. And especially with their digital client being just straight code cards, I'd rather put in the $50 to get what I want, instead of like go buy code cards from a different site and then input them into my game. But if they did a digital client, but I would personally want no digital client at all.
You don't want any digital client at all, ever?
No. If they did, I would want just a straight 1-to-1 simulation and cosmetics and maybe a rank.
Okay. Why do you not want to see any sort of electronic system whatsoever?
It separates the player base. Like, just straight up.
It does, but it also widens the player base too. Like you can make the argument both ways.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Knive, what do you think?
I mean, I don't necessarily want there to be a digital client because if we look at what has happened to Magic since Arena's come out, I at this point I see Arena as a net negative. And I kind of see that same thing with like I don't know Pokemon as much, but I see there's a lot of strife with the Pokemon digital client.
Well, it's because it's changed. The TCGO is the TCGO even is dead now, and they moved to a different client. That's a
in the
whole
process.
In the
Yeah.
next like few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
and
I
the new is trash.
yeah,
I can rant about it forever.
Yeah.
I,
Go ahead, Knife.
I would be happy if the furthest we get with a digital client from Lorcana is a tabletop simulator mod. Honestly,
I hate that though.
I would like
do
to
not
add.
like
I'd
TTS.
like to
or
add
spell table.
I'd like to add a
TTS is
caveat to what I said.
Go ahead, Lee.
It's not a true digital version of the game, but if we could get something supported by Ravensburger and Disney that is an analog to spell table, I would be all for that.
Absolutely.
Somebody's gonna build it, and they're gonna say, "Hey, can we buy it from you?" and put our name on it. It's probably what's gonna happen.
Perfect.
That would
Coders,
be-
coders.
Let it happen.
All right, coders, get to
Yeah,
work.
Coders, hit me up.
That would be
Let me
nice.
join
Yeah.
this. No.
So, anything else on this before I move to my final thing here?
Yeah, I was gonna say, at Brandon, B Squared actually just got me into Pokemon TCG Live a couple days ago, and I've actually been enjoying it, and I haven't messed with like inputting codes and stuff but I do like the fact that like I can't just buy cards on the digital platform. Like I have to get codes, which means it has to come from physical product that was purchased somewhere, hopefully at an LGS. Which I kind of appreciate. I feel like the issues with Magic Arena come in when it's not a coded system and you can just buy packs on the client, and that's what really like separates the player base even further. So if it's a coded client, something on those lines, I'm cool with. I don't really want to see some kind of Magic the Gathering Arena type thing, or I think Runeterra is a great game for Runeterra, but I think it would be absolutely terrible because it's way too free to play, and then that would make all the that would really kill the IRL.
Which is why Runeterra is dying.
Is it?
100%. Yep.
Yeah, I think
it
it's
is.
going down.
It is. Unfortunately.
Like Riot's not supporting it anymore type dying, or
They're not.
like
They're not
just the
making.
player base is going down?
Riot's not going to be supporting it as much moving forward. Is the information that I have from sources.
Conti here still recovering. from Canadian
I mean, there's literally no reason to spend money on that
No.
game at all.
I played that game
None.
for years and never had
Which
to
is
spend a dime.
which as a player is great.
Right.
As a company,
Not
it
a good
sucks
business
because-
model, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
How are you monetizing that?
Runeterra is the example of when a company is too focused on the community as opposed to profit. There is a situation where a company can be too focused on the community that it no longer becomes profitable and the game dies on the financial end.
Right. Yeah, because they were making all their money.
Still excited about the
for-
MMO.
Yes.
There's a lot of people
100%.
about that MMO. Yeah. Yeah.
Still excited about the MMO.
So,
Kind of sad that Greg stepped down, but that's another conversation.
yep. All right. Last thing I want to touch on here real quick is going off of the pricing conversation. There has been talk by others about transparency. How much do you think? Well, number one, do you think this is going to happen? Okay, because I do think that transparency from Ravensburger, from the printing aspect, is going to heavily influence pricing. Right? If they say they're printing this to the ground, Okay, if they are doing everything they can to print it to the ground, and put that information out there and say, we know that everyone wants this product. There was some tweet earlier. Somebody was asking about. There's a tweet. There's a massive problem with scalping in the Pokemon TCG One Piece. Yada yada yada. And then Disney Lorcana tweets, "We'll do our best. We have already increased production to support Disney Lorcana, the first chapter." So something akin to that by saying we are printing this product into the ground. So if you're going to try and scalp, don't, because it's not going to be worth much. I think transparency is going to play a big part in pricing, but what do you all think?
Honestly, right now, I'm a little bit nervous about them talking about this, mainly because although long term, I think it's going to keep scalpers from holding on to something very long. What it's telling me now, and especially after everything we're hearing from distributors and from store owners, is everybody's going, okay, Ravensburger has realized maybe they didn't print enough product immediately, or maybe they couldn't. And so it's only been, I feel like, this week that we've heard from them tell us over and over, don't worry, we're printing more product. Don't worry, we're printing more product. We're aware. And that comes off to me a little bit like they know that there's not going to be enough out there immediately, which if I was going to be a scalper is going to tell me I need to get my hands on as much of this as possible day one and try and scalp it while I can, because eventually it's going to be printed into the ground, but right off the bat, it's still going to be really difficult to get.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why you wait. You don't try and get stuff as quick as possible. And I think any game, year one, day one launch, there's never going to be enough on day one.
No.
I feel like there's never ever going to be enough for anything.
No, and whilst I'm sure they're doing it with the best intentions, them coming out and saying, "Oh, we're printing more to meet demand," that, you know, great. I can jump up and down, and it helps make the Earth flatter, right? Like there's only so much they're going to be able to
Right.
to do, and it's not going to come close. And also, like, I don't think they're going to go back and be able to keep producing like. The next one's out in 3 months, right? And the one after that's out in 3 more months, and the set after that's out in 3 more months.
November 12th? I think November 12th.
17th, my birthday.
17th.
Yeah,
Oh,
17th for the stores, and then December 1st for full
December 1st.
release. So, like, pretty much 3 months to the day after the first set, right? So,
Right.
like, they're not going to be able to. And also, yeah, Ravensburger is a big company, but like, no company is that sort of saline that they can just produce as much as they possibly can so that they can sell it. They've only got so much they can spend now before they see the cost recouped by this product actually coming out in August, right? Like, it doesn't, even if they knew exactly how many boxes they had to make, they might not be able to afford to make that many boxes. You know,
Right.
like, even the biggest companies in the world still have a profit and loss. They still have a book where money comes in and money goes out, right? So.
Yep.
They still send pallets of cards to the dumpster.
That's true.
Well, and that's the other thing as well. We have to be honest, and all the game. These companies will always say that the secondhand market is not a consideration, and but like, there's no way it isn't. Like, if you want
Right.
your product to do well, and there is an element of lottery in the product, there is an element of cracking packs to find the cards. There can't just be as much as everybody wants, because then everybody will get everything they need from secondhand market, and you don't sell any more products. So there always has to be that fine line that they must walk.
Right.
Exactly. They can't accept that the secondary market exists. Like, or else they'll admit that what they're selling are loot boxes.
They are selling loot boxes.
They are. They are. I know that. You know that. Legally, we don't know that.
I know. It looks like people are getting ready to finish up, and that's cool. But I don't know if I missed. Was there any talk of the one of one Lord of the Rings cards?
For
tonight?
crying out loud!
The lottery ticket? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Flavor.
Yeah,
Hang on.
Oh, it's on point.
Flavor. Brilliant.
Flavor. It's on point.
It's
Flavor.
on
It's on
point.
point. All right.
On point.
Hot take. I don't have a problem with it.
I think it's fun. I'll be honest with you. I think it's amazing. I think it's such a great bit of PR.
Yeah.
It'll get me to buy a pack.
I'm going to buy one. I'll buy one collector booster. Absolutely.
And everyone I spoke to has said the same. I'll buy one. You know, and that's instantly, you know, probably all they need to do to cover it.
They're making so much money off of that.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm a little bit
I mean, the
disappointed
prices
about-
on the collector boosters are huge, aren't they?
Yeah, like 40, 45 bucks. I think we sell them for Canadian. So what's that?
Yeah,
About
it's
30 something US.
only in the collector booster.
Yeah. My only worry is, I think, is that we'll never know. Like it'll be in a box on a shelf in somebody's
And
warehouse.
never get cracked. I thought about that. It just never
I'm
get
waiting
cracked,
for
yeah.
nobody to find it ever. It just gets
or someone
lost somewhere.
flip it or rip it.
Yeah.
There's
that would be terrible.
the joke on Twitter is if you pull it, you're gonna drop
Just
it,
eat it.
into a mountain.
Yep.
You're gonna throw it into the volcano.
If I pulled it, I would immediately find a fire and just throw it into it.
That's
Just
funny.
so
I'd
used.
I'd find Post Malone's mobile number.
Yeah, right.
I'd sell it and retire.
I would
sell it.
Thank you, Knive. Thank you, Knive. 100%. If I pull it, you best believe I'm selling that.
I'm selling it. I'm retiring from my
100%.
job. Thank you. Here's all my responsibilities.
What's the highest price people are asking for it now?
500?
Yeah.
Oh, I've
Wow.
seen
It?
more than that. Yeah, I've seen
500,000. No,
Yeah.
it'll go way
Oh,
higher.
yeah,
Like, that's
it'll-
the highest I've seen.
Way
Didn't somebody
if it
do the
ever
math?
makes it to market, it will. I personally think it'll go for a couple of million. Honestly.
Oh, sure. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
100% a couple
I
million.
saw a
As of
guy,
right
I
now-
forget his name, but he's not really a Magic player, but he's a big Lord of the Rings guy, and he said that him and a small group of investors would be willing to pay 700,000 for it to be then donated to the Tolkien estate.
I did read
Like
that
that's the
one.
highest one I've seen
Wow.
actually with like
I
a
haven't
number
seen
on it
that.
is 700K, but
That was interesting.
I'd do that. I would.
I would probably take the lower price just for it's in the good cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is it a good cause? It's just
I
like
don't- true. Yeah.
grandkids making money, isn't it? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you not
Yeah.
have you not
Yeah.
noticed how much stuff Lord of the Rings has been stuck on in the last few years? Like it's whoever's looking after that now is sitting there
Yeah.
like this. Oh,
Yeah.
cheers,
Yeah.
granddad.
They already paid the royalty fees. I don't see any reason that it needs to go.
Yeah, right.
anywhere
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah,
related to
I
Tolkien.
don't think I honestly don't think whoever's looking after the Tolkien estate cares that deeply about what is being done with the Lord of the Rings IP very much.
That's fair,
They
yeah.
just see
Rings of power.
they just see the cash, and then you want to use the IP and do what you want with it, go right ahead. That's
Yeah.
that's what I think. But I could be way off.
Like there's been a lot of board games. There's a brand of like escape room card games called Exit that had a Lord of the Rings one this year. Like whoever's looking after that now. I don't know whether it's because it's not in public domain, is it? That's not why. It's still all tied up.
No,
So
still
yeah,
tied
it's whoever's got hold of it in the last sort of 5 to 10 years is definitely
they're making moves,
milking it. Yeah.
And the Lord of the Rings miniature game has like been taken off.
There you go.
At least locally.
Yeah, it's picked up for us a bit recently, which is weird because it's not had any new product really. I think they redid like they put out like a new starter box that's got like a couple of new miniatures in it, but for the most part, it's like they're using old sculpts on them now. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we see a complete relaunch of that in the next couple of years, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Games Workshop lose it and then take it to another developer who can be manipulated a bit more, honestly. Oh, we're getting way out of our field now, aren't we? Sorry.
What a wonderful Lorcana podcast.
Well, Parker just brought up something that I was going to say. Ravensburger just came out with a Lord of the Rings game. They had like a Lord of the Rings adventure game.
Oh, yeah?
Board game. Looks interesting. Haven't picked it up, but all right. Well, we are coming to the end of the stream. So we're as I filter people out here, I'm gonna go to you kind of get your last and final impressions. So Sneaky, I want to start with you, sir. Do you have any final closing thoughts for chat and for the stream?
Not really. One thing we haven't talked about that I thought was interesting is that we got confirmation that cases are packs of 4 and instead of 6. And so now I'm getting 2 cases instead of 1. So my budget has to increase.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. So budget had to go up. But no, I'm legitimately this week I was overwhelmed. Like there was just so much. And it's super exciting. And yeah, I'm excited to see what else they have in store for us coming up here since spring is right around the corner.
Yep.
Also, Gamma confirmed, which is cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Which speaking to people who have who've been to Gamma, they're like, yeah, we've known that they were going to be there for a while. So not new to those people, but again, came out the information. So all right, well, Sneaky, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and look forward to chatting with you a bit later, sir. Take care.
See you Thursday, Sneaky.
See you, Sneaky.
All right. So we're going to we're going to go to Blake here. Blake, what do you have any final thoughts for the chat and for the stream?
Just been a very full week for Lorcana this week, and I'm just very excited for the story. Learning more of that and just seeing more of the cards, and we're getting very close to the rules being come through.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yep.
We'll hopefully finally see that within hopefully the next month or so.
Hopefully. So, all right. Well, Blake, thank you for hanging out with us tonight, and have a good rest of your weekend, sir. All right. Take care.
Will do.
All right. We're gonna go up to Cabled. What final thoughts do you have for everybody here?
2 things. One is I hope Nive is correct with we get the gameplay at Gamma, because in the middle of April I'll actually be in the UK, so I won't be able to fully dive into it. I'll be in the UK for pleasure and then also for Pokemon International Tournament.
Cool.
So I'll be busy with that.
Best of luck.
And then the next item is I'm glad I'm going to be at Gen Con to get product straight from Ravensburger, instead of trying to deal with asking for a case and then only getting 1 or 2 boxes from an LGS.
Right. So cool. Well, appreciate you stopping by stream. It's been nice having you on. Now when you came on, I talked about your podcast slightly. Did I get the name right, or was I wrong?
Almost. It was the Enlightened Lumineers, like John sees the Lumineers, but Enlightened in the front.
So cleverer than me, basically.
So, all right. Well, Cable, thanks a lot for hanging out with us tonight, and look forward to talking to you again in the future, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Take care. Okay. So he does mention here real quick the rules. I don't think we've mentioned this yet, but what Jim and I are planning on doing is when the rules get released, when I'm assuming there's going to be some video put out by Ravensburger, something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to stream that night. We are going to live stream react to it. So once we see that they are live or that they've been released, I will shut off Twitter. I will shut off the internet, and I will not look at anything.
Yep.
And we will live react to it hopefully that day. So we're hopefully going to do that night. So that's our plan. That is our plan. So I want to make sure I mention that. So all right, we're going to go to B Squared. B Squared. What final thoughts do you have for the chat and stream?
So Cassidy, if you're listening, Ravensburger, if you're listening, the news felt like I was drinking out of a fire hydrant this week, and I love it. So, just keep it coming. I'm excited to see more cards, excited to see gameplay, just basically waiting on that right now.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for hanging out with us tonight, B Squared. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully you have a good rest of your weekend, sir.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, take care. All right. So again, guys, remember, we don't know how to play this game, and that's what we're waiting for.
We know nothing.
All right, Brad, we're gonna go over to you, sir. What final things do you have for everybody here? You're muted.
Muted myself again.
There you
go. Mostly very excited. We got a lot of stuff this week, a lot of stuff to try to digest. Yeah, even though the price information was higher than what I expected, I'm still very excited for the product. I want to play a Darkwing Duck card and turn him sideways. Okay?
Yes.
So
Love
yeah,
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited about just the ability. So I just need to get to spring.
Yeah. He's got the you've got the movements down. There you go, spring. So all right. Well, Brad, thanks a lot for hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you being here, sir. Take care.
Always fun.
All right, organic chemistry does have a good question here. Dane, what's the code word for you to shut off Twitter for game rules? Honestly, whenever anyone sees it, somebody just shoot me a DM, Twitter, Discord, whatever. Just say, Dan, do not go to Twitter. Thank you, Nye. I appreciate that. Just let me know, and I will turn it all off.
I will send you the game rules personally with the
yeah. So
just
all right. All right. So Nive, I know you jumped on a little bit late tonight. Well, I guess you kind of normally do. But what final things do you have for everybody tonight?
I am never wrong. And if I'm ever wrong, it's because I was lied to.
It's not my fault.
It's not my fault if I'm wrong. Gosh, I feel like an IFB pastor. But yeah, Lorcana, it's going well. Like everyone else is saying, a lot of information. I'm still not fully caught up. I still need to make a video about the finances and all that jazz. Goodness, I can't wait to see what they do on April 1st. I hope they actually put out some facts and we all think it's fake. Because that's just the chaotic spirit I am.
Or they put out the rules and everyone's like, is this actually how you play the game?
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to put up an April Fool's joke and April Fool's video, and it's going to be real. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It's going to be a real video.
Absolutely. It's going to be a real video.
100% real video.
Yeah. All right. Well, Nive, thanks a lot for hanging out with us tonight, and we'll catch you next time, sir.
Absolutely. See you later.
All right. Take care. All right. So that being said, yeah, it will be very interesting. It'll be very interesting when this comes out on how much I get trolled. So we'll see to that. All right.
What I will say is I'm not sure we're going to get rules at Gamma. We may get rules tied in with Gamma, as in they may release rules online during when Gamma is happening, but I don't think it's going to be something. Gamma is an industry event. It's for stores. It's for they care about pricing and allocation and release dates. That's it, really. They're not really that fussed on how the game works.
Not really for the consumer.
Yeah, it's not a consumer show at all. No, so I think it might be. I'm not going to be there this year. My boss is going. It's actually the last year it's going to be at Reno. Before it moves somewhere else, I forget where. Excuse me. And my boss's wife basically said, if you take him to Reno and not me, we're getting a divorce. So
you got edged out, man.
And I'm like, yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Yeah. So so unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. He reckons, and this is purely this is super speculation, but my boss reckons he will come back with product.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Usually Gamma, you end up with about $1,500 worth of free stuff. And he said I was like, yeah, but it's still really early. And he's like, I've come away with stuff 6 months out from release before. He said I had My Little Pony TCG 6 months out. I've had some Magic stuff 4 to 5 months out. He's like there's a good chance I come back with his products.
So, so what are you thinking? Like a couple booster packs? Like...
maybe a starter deck, probably something like that. But who knows? Like,
right?
Yeah, and like he's obviously said to me, like whatever we're allowed to show, we can show. But yeah, like
which I think does point to that there's going to be information by then.
Yeah, I do as well, because as soon as it goes into the into hands of people, the public's hands, let's be honest. Okay, they're all store owners, but like they're public basically.
Right.
So as soon as it goes into public hands, it usually gets it's out there, right? So that's why I do think we will see like rules and stuff coincide with Gamma, but I don't necessarily think there's going to be like, it's not like they're going to be doing a talk at Gamma explaining the rules, I think that's worth making a note of, but yeah.
Right. Well, Jonty, since you're there, what final things do you have for everybody? Final thoughts?
Yeah, like game wise, I'm still super happy with everything I'm seeing. Obviously, like we now know exactly how the game plays. So
we know everything we could ever want to know.
No, everything I see, like I'm still happy. Like like the art is still awesome. The products all look great. The only real negatives I have to tweak is it looks like it's going to be expensive in Canada, and let's tale as old as time, right? Like unfortunately up here, the Canada tax is real. Like you ask anybody, it's a thing. Unfortunately the stuff just
is it really?
But as far as the game goes, I still think it's in super safe hands. It still looks really fun. But yeah.
Cool.
Unfortunately, it's just a little pricey. I was tempted to pick up a case, like 2 cases, and just leave a case, like just put a case on the shelf and then have a case to play with and to open for videos and stuff. I'm kind of having to revalue that now, not necessarily because of the cost so much, more just that like 2 cases might be all the store gets, so like then it's it's really got to change. So
Right. So, all right. Well, Jonty, it's always a blast having you on. Thank you for hanging out.
I'm going to bed.
Yep.
6
Have
hours.
fun. have a good rest of your weekend and enjoy your long shift again tomorrow.
I will. Good night, guys.
All right. Take care. All right, Lee Barbs. Now, I do need to make sure I mention, and we talked about this on your podcast, but everybody, if you're going to Gen Con, bring commander decks.
Yes,
and if you don't bring commander decks, I will bring 6, 7. I'll have quite a few, and we can.
I'll have 5 or 6.
And also, I don't know who has played Mindbug. Sean, have you played Mindbug at all?
I have not. No.
Okay, Mindbug is a sick, very small card game. Richard Garfield helped design it a little bit. Came out sometime last year. Jim and I played it last night. Super fun. I'm gonna have that with me. It's and I told Jim when we played it yesterday, I'm like, this is literally a game that like we can just bring to Gen Con and just you can bust out, teach somebody real quick, and then just have a quick game or two. It's definitely a lot of fun, but 100% we're going to be playing Commander.
Absolutely, 100%. I actually also plan on bringing a Don deck too, so we'll be able to play that for anybody that is interested in learning that fantastic version of Magic the Gathering.
What is Don for Magic?
Oh, it's kind of hard to explain.
It's not a breaker, is it?
No, you basically. Oh, how do I explain this?
Yes, how do you explain it?
You can look it up. Probably a lot easier than I can.
You said Don?
Wait, yeah, like the card. Like there's here, hold on.
I'm looking it up right now.
Dude, please look it up because it's really interesting.
Huh.
Because the Don is a two blue mana, can't attack unless defending player controls an island. When you control no island, sacrifice Don, and it's a 4/1. Those are the only creatures that are in the thing. And if you look at how the deck is built, it is quite weirdly built. You have 10 Don in the whole deck, by the way.
Huh. I will have to look into this. I'll have to look into this some more.
You'd enjoy it quite a bit, I'm sure. I think anybody that I've had play it so far really enjoys it, and it actually helps you understand the stack a lot better and how the stack operates in Magic the Gathering.
Okay. Organic chemistry says appreciate the thought. I'm not playing MTG. I'll bring my Flux deck. You will play Magic. We will get you to play some Commander. If you're there, we will get you to play some Commander.
It's fun. It's a ton of fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and it's not just because it's Magic, or it has nothing to do with Magic. Like it's just
communalness of it.
Exactly. It's a social format. It's a social format, and it's a lot of fun just playing the politics game with everybody. But all right, Lee Barbs, what are your final thoughts?
Man, this week has been nuts. It's not even really been this week. It's been just like the past couple of days. There's so much info. It's all swirling around. Cassidy coming and hanging out with us tonight and hanging out last night on Mario's stream. All of the interactions on social media. I do want to say one thing about them printing more product. To me, it shows them that they realize they hadn't done enough up to this point. They, for whatever reason, underestimated the demand. They couldn't print more. That's always an option too. I think that they are going to do their best to get that second wave and to print enough to hopefully not let the game fizzle out in its first set.
Right. So,
and Tinkerbell's amazing. Gotta put that out there too.
Merfolk Looter does a thing.
It's true. Does a thing, man, and it's a fun thing.
It is, yeah. Looting is good. Looting is fun. So, all right. Well, Sean, as always, appreciate you being here. Thank you for hanging out.
You have a great one.
We'll play some Commander soon. All right.
Yes, please.
All right, man. Take care.
Have a good one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the stream. That is the stream for tonight. I do want to mention Sunday. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I may be streaming on Sunday. There is some Alpha Clash stuff going on Sunday. I think there is an event. Yeah, there's some community event going on. So I may be doing some Alpha Clash on TTS on Sunday. I still have to wait and see how my weekend's going to shake out. But that is a possibility that is something that potentially may happen. But one of the things I really want to work on this weekend is getting our rebranding kind of done. I'm really looking forward to that. I really love all our stuff coming. And we're gonna turn that back on. We're gonna turn the music back on. I know we're finishing up here, but thanks everybody for hanging out. This was a lot of fun. Yeah. No, I really appreciate everybody being here. It means a lot. This stream, this is something that I've really been working on and wanting to continue to grow. So tonight, we maxed out. We maxed out our capacity. We had 10 people. We had 10 people stop by. So thanks everybody for hanging out, for stopping by. Like honestly, guys, I really do want this to be like the Lorcana place to go, just to hang out and talk, and for me to just poke everybody and tell them why I think they're wrong. But I do hope you all know it's all done in good fun, and I appreciate all of you. And the one thing I will say is my standpoint normally is I try to make you defend your argument and defend yourself, because that's how the best ideas rise to the top. Even sometimes I find myself, even if I agree with somebody, taking the devil's advocate approach, because it makes them defend their argument and why they think so. Right now, with the whole speculation thing, we're all speculating, and we have a speculation video coming probably this weekend. So I'm probably going to work on that tomorrow. Organic chemistry, so glad to make it. I made it through a whole stream this time. This is amazing. Keep up the great work at bringing together content creators. Absolutely. You got it. But organic chemistry, thanks for hanging out. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you being here. And so, guys, don't forget, hit that. I know we're at the end of the stream. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all that stuff. I do need to get better at talking about that at the beginning of the stream, but I do appreciate everybody hanging out. And everybody have a great rest of your weekend. If you're playing Diablo, go hit up Diablo. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it this weekend, but we'll see. I am gonna go try and play some God of War though on my PS5, because that game is sick. So, all right, thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll catch you all next time. See you.